that you rise and remove your hats as we honor those who have served or are currently serving our country at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to Georgetown, Texas. We're in Birkelbach Stadium, home of the Southwestern University Pirates, who play host to the Austin College Kangaroos, who made a visit from Sherman, Texas, in their, not the first time to face the Southwestern University Pirates, but their first time to face the Pirate football team as a member of the American Southwest Conference. Joining me on the air will be Justin Simmons, potentially Mickey Holden. On production today will be Rich Hensley. You just heard the national anthem. We're getting ready for the pregame kick. How are you today, Justin?
Oh, already letting the people know where to direct their complaints to already. Nice. No, I'm just playing. It's glad to be along for the ride. I know it was a long trip last week over in Abilene to McMurray.
Oh, yeah, Abilene, my Abilene.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I know about Abilene is the song Abilene.
That's what I was referring to. I didn't sing it, though.
Oh, okay.
I just quoted the lyrics to open last week's broadcast. Let me run down the captains real quick. Brandon Jennings, number 22, as well as Nick Hackett, number 77. Joining them as captains will be number 33, Edmundo Suarez. And I missed that last one. I think it might have been 75, which is Dylan Smith. I did not get the numbers for the Austin College Kangaroo captains, but we will look. They kind of twisted their bodies so we couldn't see them. If you're watching, you know, but if you're listening, the Pirates are wearing gold jerseys with black numbers. They have black pants lined in gold stripes. They have their black helmets, nice and shiny with the new logo.
Love that logo.
Yeah, it's awesome. Austin College with the gold helmets and gold pants. They have maroon jerseys with gold numbers. And it looks like who won the toss, Justin?
I wasn't paying attention. I was looking for the captains. You do have 75 and 77 over there for the Pirates.
I had those right then. Well, we're getting ready to get underway. You saw the captains. If you're an Austin College Kangaroo fan, then you have a roster and you know who the captains were. So we've got everything going here today. We're going to try to bring you a quality broadcast here on SHN Sports. Justin, it's Halloween weekend. They had trunk or treat in the parking lot here, and you've got the Miami Vice look going, and I assume that's to do some trick-or-treating later tonight.
Oh, well, you call it trick-or-treating, I call it going out.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I love Halloween weekend. And, considering the way that both of these teams have been playing so far this year, I know that they're looking for some more treats than tricks. But we probably will see some trick plays here today. That's one thing for sure, because I think both of these teams come into this contest knowing that, hey, it hasn't been an easy year. There have been some close contests. But if you look through the schedule, Southwestern has that previous win against Belhaven, a team that did beat this Ruse squad. Both of these teams beating Sol Ross. So it's a pretty even matchup. If the offense can just click the way that we saw them as they were able to do the last time they played here at home against a really
Howard Payne.
Yeah, against a really good Howard Payne side, then with the way that this defense has been, except for that game against McMurray, other than that, this defense has been stellar all year.
Yeah, they played well all season. You run into some buzzsaws of offenses, but they even against those teams played pretty well considering. Back deep to receive the opening kickoff for the Austin College Kangaroos is going to be number 22, Caden Bess, and number 83, Colin Mushinski. Kicking off for the Southwestern University Pirates will be Vandergrift's own Charlie Fournier, local Austin product. That Vandergrift Viper team is pretty good this season, undefeated through 9 weeks.
No surprises there, as Coach Drew Sanders always has that Vipers team primed and ready for a playoff run.
So Fournier getting ready to kick off, puts toe to leather, and it's a high short kick. It's going to bounce at the 23 and roll past Betts, and he'll cover it right at the 14. And he's fortunate because it looked like Fournier did enough of a backspin that would have just sat there and not rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, you say toe to leather. He put the English on that hit.
He did.
And it took a good bounce for the Pirates and good coverage on the way down, making sure that it didn't go out of bounds and forcing the Roos to recover deep in their own territory.
So we are getting shortly moments away from the opening drive for the Austin College Kangaroos. And they'll come out from the sideline into formation. Playing quarterback is going to be number 9, Tyler James.
Yeah, he was all their offense last week, so look out for his running and passing ability.
Big lanky kid. He fakes a handoff and throws it out, intended for number 2, Aaron Rideau, incomplete. Just led him a little bit too much toward the sidelines. I say tall and lanky. Looking at Tyler James, he looks like he's at least 6'4".
Now I'm going to look over here on the roster. Yeah, they say he's 6'3", so he looks like to be legit.
He's definitely a tall drink of water, as they say. 2 backs on either side of James. He'll send one in motion, take the snap, hand off to the other back straight ahead, and he'll dive his way forward to the line of scrimmage. He might have gained 1 yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9, and the Pirate defense showing up here early.
Yeah, I was wondering what the dive was about. Did he lose his footing? What was the emphasis on getting that extra
It almost
yard back?
looked like he was trying to get a first down, but nowhere near the line to gain. And you're right. Maybe he did. Maybe he did lose his balance and just lunged to try to move forward.
Oh, look out here, because the senior from Beaumont and Devin Rideau is their key target on offense.
There's the snap. James drops back, and he flips it quickly. That's going to be a first down on the reception there, number 15 for the Kangaroos. Xavier Maxwell able to go up pretty high and get that football and corral it in for a first down for the Kangaroos.
It was a good route ran, better catch made with tight coverage. This defense is going to look to clamp down on their man-to-man defense here. But as I mentioned before, Devin Rideau is going to be their main target. He's in the backfield. He can do it both. Catch from the outside and also run the football.
He's also got a brother on the team who's pretty good as well. James drops straight back on this play, and he's got pressure. He tucks it and takes off and picks up a nice gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards, and a late flag as he slides down, and one of the Pirate players could not pull up in time.
Yeah, you kind of saw that maybe they would have let that go until the helmet-to-helmet contact took place at the very end, and instantaneously, anytime you see a head-to-head contact now in today's football, that's going to garner a flag.
Yeah, the other Rideau wears number 2, and it's Aaron Rideau, and they're brothers, and Coach Austin mentioned them in the coaches show, and that they're both their primary weapons. So we should see a lot of Rideau today. They'll step off the penalty. It'll move the line of scrimmage to the 46-yard line of the Kangaroos. The clock will start moving again with 13:38. Play clock at 20 seconds. James in a shotgun with running backs on either side of the formation. He's going to fake to Betts and carry straight ahead. Has a little bit of a crease, carries it past midfield into Pirate territory at around the 47 or 48. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for Southwestern University is Patrick Nicholas, number 9.
Well, you know how the Pirates have Landry Gilpin and his running ability from the quarterback position. Now we've seen on the last 2 plays what Tyler James brings to the position for the Roos. Not only has he already thrown some good accurate passes, but he can pull the ball down and run when he's in trouble.
We'll have Rideau to his left, Betts to his right, takes a snap, drops straight back, flips it quickly to Aaron Rideau, complete. The ball comes squirting out as they're wrapping him up. They're going to say his progress was stopped, however, at the 39-yard line of Southwestern.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage on the outside for Southwestern, but just too much space given to Rideau. I'm thinking they thought that maybe he was going to try to push on a fly route, and instead he came back with that underneath curl, and that was enough for the first down.
It's a little bit of the give and take you have to do in the secondary. You play too tight, and they might run by you. Too short, and they'll turn the route short. James takes the snap, fakes to Rideau, carries straight ahead. He's going to carry it near the 30 where Patrick Nicholas will take him down. He's going to be shy of the line needed for the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about a yard, or make it 2nd and a yard.
It looks like RPO is going to be the theme of the game for the Roos, at least here on the rest of this first drive, as they have had great success with it.
Well, you'll see Coach Austin in the referee's ear if those offensive linemen get too far downfield if they happen to throw it. James in a pistol formation, backs on either side, takes the snap, drops straight back, flips it to the right. Pass intended for number 85. It's going to fall incomplete. Jackson Eaps, and that pass was a little tall, but there's a flag thrown.
Yeah, they're going to call him for pass interference as he had just a bit of his hand on the back of the receiver on that crossing pattern. And that's a soft call.
Yeah, it seems a little ticky-tack in this broadcaster's opinion, but that's pretty much what it is, an opinion.
Well,
so
you can see with the crowd here at Birkelblock Field not pleased with the call at all, as there is plenty of gold and black here in the stands today.
Well, the Kangaroos find themselves in the red zone just on the cusp at the 20-yard line of the Pirates. Rideau to the left of James, and to the right we have Betts. James takes the snap, hands to Rideau, and he runs into a wall and doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. There, Bernard Century along with number 54, that is Blaine Corkin.
Yeah, right now it looks like that Pirate defense is key and strong on Devin Rideau. But that has allowed plenty of running lanes for Tyler James as their quarterback has been slicing this defense, and I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to keep it on this play.
Well, he's the main success they've had on the ground. He'll take a snap, roll back. He's been flushed out to the right. He's going to flip it down the sideline out of play intentionally to avoid any sack that could have occurred. The Pirates had a lot of pressure coming from Alec Gomez along with Nick Hackett.
But that's terrific quarterback awareness. I know it's a small thing, but you saw that. One, he rolls out of the pocket so he doesn't take a grounding penalty. And even if there wasn't a receiver in the vicinity, he just throws it out of bounds and saves the play and saves possession here near the red zone.
Well, and you force something and it could end up being a turnover, so you want to avoid that, obviously. 3rd and 11 for the Kangaroos. And there's a little bit of movement on the line. James thinks it's a free play, tries to hit Aaron Rideau on the slant, but good coverage there by Cam Terry to break it up. And there was a flag at the beginning of the play. Because they didn't stop the play, that typically is going to be an offsides.
Yeah. I mean, obviously jumped around that neutral zone, and they didn't get back in time. But, again, good recognition by the quarterback, knowing that it was a free play and took the chance downfield.
Yeah, and Tyler James knew that he was going to have an opportunity to get the ball downfield, and with no negative consequences regardless of what happened. And so now he's
been an interception, wouldn't have mattered.
And now it's going to be 3rd and 6. So the Pirate defense has another 3rd down they need to show up big for here early in this football game. James in a pistol, running back on either side, And this time, looks like it was the Kangaroos who moved. The left tackle rocked back a little bit, and the Pirates came across pointing. We'll see what the call is. And it is going to be a false start. And so instead of 3rd and 6 and a second opportunity, it's going to be 3rd and 11 and a second opportunity.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with the same exact play call. And you said that the tackle was rocking backwards. That means it was definitely a pass setup. I wonder if the Pirates will bring the pressure on this drive or on this down.
James looking over the defense, takes the snap, drops straight back. A little bit of pressure, but he airs it out to the 10. It's complete to Aaron Rideau, and he spins his way down to about the 7-yard line. He's going to be stopped by Cam Terry and number 9, Patrick Nicholas.
I mean, it was the right defensive play call. There was extra coverage on that side. Yeah. It was just a really good throw. It
was a good throw and a good reception by the brother of the running back, Devin Rideau, Aaron Rideau. So you got to remember, it's Aaron and Devin all day long. But it's 1st and goal now for the Kangaroos. They have the ball on the Pirate 7-yard line, trying to get an early lead here.
And they have this Pirate defense guessing right now.
Betts just to the right, Rideau to the left. They're going to hand to Betts. No, they fake it. And James going the other way. He's going to get the edge of the end zone for an early Kangaroo touchdown. With 10:27 remaining in the first quarter, it is now 6-0 Austin College.
There was a lot of good things for Austin College on that drive. A couple of negatives for the Pirates defense as they gave extra downs because of penalties to the Roos to sustain the drive. And right there on that last play, it was up to the defensive end to hold contain on that I'm going to say weak side because they were running to the weak side. But nobody can chase him down. Obviously a very fast kid.
John Aldridge in to attempt the point after attempt out of J.J. Pierce High School in Richardson, Texas. He'll bounce it off the upright. No good, and the score will remain 6-0. You know, you prepare for a game week in, week out. You study film as a coaching staff and as a team, and you're able to script your opening drive generally. And a lot of times you'll see success from teams in their opening drive because they've seen something on film and they take advantage of it as in planning, and it comes to effect here on the field. So we'll see if adjustments play into this, because obviously they had seen something in the Pirate defense that showed that they could run the football with Tyler. I mean Tyler James.
And you're correct in the sense where it was obvious that the Pirates defense was really keying in on Devin Rideau. And he lines up in the backfield. He's one of those dual threats where he can catch passes out of the back. He also is capable of running. Led them in reception and running yards last week in their loss. So it's understandable that they were, committing at least 2 pairs of eyes to Devin Rideau the entire time, allowing Tyler James to have that one-on-one opportunity to utilize his athleticism to make the Pirates miss on this last drive.
And maybe they underestimated his speed because he's shown good quickness between the tackles for a big, tall kid. So Aldridge will come out after missing the point after and kick off. Back deep is Eli Norris, and he'll field it at the 4. He'll carry it to the 10, 15 as he cuts across the field. Laterally, he's stiff-arming, goes back the other way, and they're going to round him up at the 10-yard line. So he ended up losing about 5 yards trying to come back the other way and make a big play. Good coverage by the Kangaroo kick coverage team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can never hate on a kid for trying to make something happen. Obviously, going back, when he looks on the tape, he would have said, it would have been better to have the extra 5 yards. But, I love the effort. Let's see how the offense comes out to go against this Roos squad. If they can come back and drive just the way that the Roos offense did, I think we're going to have a really good game in our hands.
Well, Gilpin and the Pirate offense are a little bit against their goal line on the 11, 1st and 10. Gilpin takes a snap, hands to Jaquan Marion. He'll carry it over the 15, cuts out to the 20, spins near the 25, and he'll be stacked up there by a whole host of Kangaroos, but not until, of course, he picks up the first down. And the Pirates really they got good production from running back, but they missed Jaquan Marion last week against Hardin Simmons.
Oh, easily that they miss him. I mean, he's really been one of the spark plugs for this offense, and when they feed him, he's had some great success running the ball.
So he'll line up to the right of Gilpin here 1st and 10. They'll fake to Marion. Gilpin will wait for Marion to block and then roll to his right and flip it out. It should have been completion, but dropped by Ethan Powell. Coverage there provided by number 41 of the Kangaroos, Grady Harper.
Well,
so it'll be 2nd and 10.
The only reason that play was able to go was because of Jaquan Marion. You
yeah,
saw
great block.
Yeah, terrific cut block to take out the defensive end to allow Gilpin to make that throw.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball marked at the 26-yard line of Southwestern University. Marion to the left of Gilpin. They'll bring Costilleja in motion. Gilpin takes a snap, runs to his left behind the block of Marion, and he'll carry it over the 35 to about the 38 to pick up the 1st down.
Great play call by the offense for Southwestern. Anytime you can get Gilpin out of the pocket, that really allows him to flourish and show off everything that he has in the bag. But even better blocking by the offensive line as they were able to complete their pull blocks to make that 1st down happen.
Even utilized Costilleja as he came in motion as a blocker. They cut off his motion and turned him upfield to block. So Gilpin with Marion beside him on the right, 2 receivers either side of the formation. 1st and 10 Pirates. 9:11 on the clock. Gilpin takes the snap, rolls to his right, flips it in the flat to Marion. Marion cuts up at the 40, breaks the tackle over the 45 and spins towards the 48-yard line. And it'll be another 1st down depending on – nope, they're going to mark him about a yard shy at the 47. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for Southwestern University as they have moved all the way back from their 10-yard line up near midfield at this point.
Well, we talked about the Roos dual threat at running back. Don't look now, Southwestern has a really good one in Marion as he was able to complete that catch out of the backfield.
He's a workhorse. Gilpin takes the snap, rolls to his right, flips it to Marion on a wheel route. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. They're not going to touch him. Touchdown, Pirates. With 8:27 remaining in the 1st quarter, we have a tie ball game. Jaquan Marion, just after you bragged about his pass receiving skills, they run him on a little wheel route out of the backfield, and he takes it down the right sideline for a score.
Perfect play call by the offense. Defense had a miscommunication error somewhere because he was totally unaccounted for. He looked like Marshall Falk back there. As for some of you youngins that are watching this, go look up the YouTube highlights.
They know who he is because of video games.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Marshall Falk was playing when I was a kid.
Yeah, they know, though. Will Herbst on the point after attempt held by Coleman Kerr, and it's good, and the Pirates have their 1st lead of the day, 7-6.
Yeah, how big that missed extra point turned out being and how big it does greatness for the momentum for the Pirates after having such a huge play go their way, especially since they've been on the wrong end of that for the most part this season. And that's going to really provide some great spirit going forward for this Pirate offense in this contest.
Well, and you don't realize how important that point after is a lot of times until you're in that situation and you're constantly playing catch-up with the team that you're competing against. And obviously, if it's an offensive game and both teams are putting points on the board, that point is going to be the difference down the line. And right now, Southwestern finds themselves on the advantageous side of that extra point.
But it would seem that the Roos are probably going to try to key on Jaquan Marion on the 2nd offensive drive.
Yeah, we talk about adjustments.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what adjustments have been made as we prepare for the Roos' 2nd offensive drive, because this Pirate defense kept guessing the entire drive, and they didn't know where the football was going.
Well, we could be in for a shootout here today, and you know that there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not against it.
Well, as a broadcaster, certainly not. But as a former defensive player, it kind of gives you a little bit of heartburn to see so many offensive touchdowns scored.
And after scoring that point, that does ensure one thing for the Pirates: they have not been shut out so far this season.
So Fournier will come in to kick off for the Pirates for the 2nd time today. He'll get his foot into it, and it's a high short kick. It's going to be fair caught. It's dropped, and then just diving out of the back area is Caden Best. That really, the two guys that tried to fair catch it ran into one another. The ball bounced straight up, and Caden Best did an athletic move and, parallel to the ground, dove forward and caught it.
It won't show up in the box score, but that was one of the more impressive athletic feats that I've seen here this afternoon, and we just started this game. But yeah, both guys had the same exact idea, which is the right move. It's short, you're not wanting to return it into the wall. Yeah, call for a fair catch, you can do that. But they collided into each other.
Right, you have to call off your other guy. It's just like outfielders in baseball. You have to know if that second baseman's moving into your territory on a fly ball.
Always an adventure.
So Betts, Rideau in the backfield with Tyler James. He'll take the snap. No, he'll actually hand that to number 17, who is Makeda Brown, the new running back for Rideau in the offense. And he gets no gain right back to the line of scrimmage there, making the stop. Eli Norris along with Alec Gomez and a couple of those defensive linemen.
Yeah, I know Tyler James has had some success, but don't let that success fool you. This has been a good run defense. It's the passing game that they're looking to stop here this afternoon.
So James will drop straight back, tuck it to run, and so much pressure. Alec Gomez there will drop him for a loss of 1. You always wonder when the quarterback drops back like that and then takes off, but is tackled for a loss. Is it a tackle for a loss, or is it a sack?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Would that constitute a sack because he was behind the line of scrimmage?
I think because he takes off and is not in passing, it's just considered a tackle for a loss. But I could be wrong. We'll have to talk to a statistician about that.
I know, because it's like he was setting up to pass. It didn't look like a design draw.
3rd and 11 for the Kangaroos here. James takes the snap, drops straight back, looking, has to tuck and run again, and there to make the stop along with Bernard Century. Leading the way is number 8, Jay Hanneth. And it'll be punt time for the Austin College Kangaroos here with 7 minutes and counting in the first quarter.
Now that's the Pirate defense I remember seeing,
right,
as they were tenacious on getting to the quarterback, not letting James have time to read the field, not giving him any breathing room. And that was some good tackling, not just wrapping up, but wrapping up and bringing down.
And that may have been just the adjustment they made, not even scheme-wise. It might have been, you guys got to tackle. You're in position, make the tackle.
Sometimes it's easy as that. We might find out later on today.
Costilleja back on the punt. It's going to bounce. Costilleja unable to handle it, so it's going to roll back to the 23-yard line where it'll be downed by number 2, Aaron Rideau of the Austin College Kangaroos. And the Pirates will have their second offensive possession here with 6:21 remaining in the first quarter.
I'm surprised he didn't try to catch that. But
it looked like he did, and then it kind of went over his head. And you have to be worried about making the catch and securing it. And when that thing's bouncing around, a football's oddly shaped, so it could cause you problems. And so you don't want to just accidentally touch it.
But I was going to say that was a smart play just to let it go and try not to go get it.
2-back set for Gilpin. Then he'll take the snap, fake to Brandon Jennings and carry straight ahead, but quickly there to swallow him up, number 93, Hunter Fulton out of Pottsboro, Texas. No gain on the play, second down.
Well, now the Roos defense also searching for respect after letting up the big play that led to the score and the lead for the Pirates on the last offensive series.
I'm sure they got an earful when they went to the sideline. And so
probably 2 ears full.
Right. So Gilpin with, looks like that's going to be Ty Sigway in the backfield, and he'll get the pitch on the option, and he'll be wrapped up out of bounds after a gain of about 3 by number 41 of the Kangaroos, Grady Harper.
Good defensive pursuit. It looks like they had the play well read, even with Sigway in. I do like the way he runs, though. He's a little bit of a change-up running back, really with the slash and dash, but he can make people miss.
Well, and there's a lot of depth at that running back position. You have senior Brandon Jennings as well. That's a guy you can plug in out there and does well. Ty Sigway to the left of Gilpin. There's the snap. Gilpin drops straight back, rolls to his left. Looking downfield, has to tuck it. He's over the 30, along the sidelines near the 35. He should have enough for the first down. They're going to mark him at the 35, it looks like. So it'll be 1st and 10 Pirates.
A little bit of that Landry magic. That's something that he always brings to the table, is when every other option is shut down, he can always tuck it and run. And more than likely, he can pull away from the defense, and he was able to do so on that last play for the first down.
And those are fast guys that are chasing him down, and he's deceptively fast. He doesn't always look like he's moving very fast, but he is. Tysigwe to the left of Gilpin in the formation. Three receivers top of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap, rolls to his left, throws over the middle, complete to number 39, Dugan Sexton. They're going to give him enough on forward progress to move the line of scrimmage to the 49 and another Pirate first down.
You know, Sexton's slowly become one of those trusted targets for Landry Gilpin, especially since I saw that happen in the last home game. But he tried to fit that in a tight window.
He's very sure-handed. He's made some difficult catches in his time since he's found his way onto the field.
But Gilpin fit that last throw in a tight window, and everything from the pass to the reception was key on that first down.
Single back set for Gilpin, takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his right, flips it down the right sideline, the seam, and there's all kinds of contact, and there will be a flag. That was Austin Costilleja who had a step on the defensive back, and that looks like, can't see his number. I think that's 25.
I want to say that's 21. 23.
It's Sean Verdon on the coverage, and he'll likely be guilty of the pass interferences. Lots of contact. You've got a guy in front of you can't run into him. They're waving it off. Incredible.
I was going to say, actually, I understand why they were doing that. They had that conference. They're going to determine that both those guys had their feet tied up, not necessarily the hand-to-hand contact. And we've seen that in the pros.
Yes.
You know, if they get tripped up by their
or
feet.
Even out here.
Yeah, it's inaccidental. And that's a tough break, though, for the Pirates. That looked for sure to be an easy first down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
So one back set. That's Tysigwe in the backfield with Gilpin. Two receivers top of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap, gets a block from Tysigwe, and he'll carry it over the 50 into route territory at the 49 before he's brought down by number 3, Jarius Williams.
Yeah, there was no way that the offense was going to be able to beat the defensive overload, so getting positive yards out of that play was the best that could happen. But now this leaves you in a 3rd and long situation.
That's a tough play to run to the short side of the field. All you need are bodies to fill up that side, and a lot of times you want to see that go to the wide side, but then defense expects it over there. So this 3rd and 8 now for the Pirates. This may be 2-down territory. Gilpin with Tysigwe in the backfield. He'll take the snap, and it'll be a design draw, and he's just barely going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1, but there is a flag down. Likely going to be an offsides, which is fortunate for Southwestern because they'll have another opportunity at 3rd down if that's the case, and that is the call.
Yeah, with 5 less yards to go, so that's a big help.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 is a lot easier to negotiate than 3rd and 8. The ball's now going to be marked at the Kangaroo 44-yard line.
And it plays into the strengths of the Southwestern offense as you have somebody like Gilpin who can run, who can pass, and then we'd love to see Jaquan Marion back in there.
He is back in.
So that just gives you another option out of the backfield to move this ball forward.
2 receivers top of the formation with the tight end. Gilpin looks over, takes the snap. They'll hand to Marion, go in that direction. He's got a hole. He's over the 40, 35, cuts up at the 30, and spins down near the 31-yard line. First down, Pirates.
I'll give some credit to the big hog mollies up front. Nice pull tackle. Nice guard pull to open up the hole, cleared the whole way, and then it was a one-on-one with the linebacker that Marion was able to make him miss, just like they designed it.
And give a little credit to the Tony Romo call for bringing Jaquan Marion in for the 3rd and 3, who turns it into a 1st and 10 after a gain of about 18 yards.
The kid's been money so far today, as he has been for the majority of this season.
I spent a little time watching him warm up pregame, and he seems to have a solid footing today. You know, whatever was bothering him doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Gilpin takes the snap, rolls to his right, has some pressure, flips it downfield. It's going to be intercepted. There's a flag down, though, in the secondary. Number 41 with the interception of that pass that was just floated out there, Grady Harper. We'll see what the flag is. Likely, if it's a defensive interference penalty, because it was on the ground before the interception, it's going to be holding. And that'll prevent a receiver from getting open.
Oh, definitely. But, again, we had this conversation just on the first offensive drive for the Roos, and this is something that we would like, or at least I would like to see Gilpin progress as he continues his college career, is that recognizing that the play was double coverage downfield, that he's rolling towards the sideline, it's okay to throw it away.
Yeah, it's that Brett Favre mentality where you try to fit it in there all the time. And when you've done it before,
yeah, he makes it happen.
You have confidence that it's going to always happen, but it doesn't always work your way.
But this time it did, so we'll take it.
3 receivers on the left side of the formation for Gilpin. Marion, the running back. Gilpin takes the snap, drops straight back, steps up in the pocket, hits Avalle near the 11, and he'll carry it up close to the line needed for the first down. They're going to mark him at the 8. He needed to get around the 6.5, make it the 6-yard line for a first down. So it'll be 2nd and 2.
Now, see, that wasn't a big play, but that's what Gilpin can do. This is one of those great intangibles that he has. He decided to run it up right to the line of scrimmage. There was a running back right there that wanted to tackle him or cover that receiver, and that forced him to make a choice, and he made the right choice.
And fit it right in there, too. Marion just to the right of Gilpin, 3 receivers on the wide side, top of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap. They'll hand to Marion here on the short side. He gets the edge. He cuts up near the 5, and he dives for the pylon, but he steps out of bounds at the 3.
Some big blocking there by Dylan Smith. Very fortunate not getting called for a hold there, as he had some jersey on the way out. But, hey, you can call holding almost every play, right?
Right.
But he continued his block all the way to the sideline and eventually pushed the defender out of the way. That's good blocking.
And it was a nice read by Marion as well to get outside of that block.
Exactly.
1st and goal, Pirates here, looking to extend their lead. Jaquan Marion just to the right of Landry Gilpin. 2 receivers near side of the formation, a tight end at the top. They're going to hand it to Travis Moore on the jet sweep, and there's nothing there. He's going to end up losing a yard or 2 around the 6.
Yeah, the original hold for Moore was right behind Marion, who ended up being the lead blocker on that play. And I understand that it's a design end-around run to try to get it as far wide as possible, but he had to make that cut a little sooner.
Got to give credit to the awesome name of the defensive back who just made that play, number 26, Texas Gordon. First name of Texas. You can't go wrong there.
Not in Texas, that's for sure.
2nd and goal, ball now at the 6-yard line for the Pirates.
But I can imagine class. Today we're learning about Texas. Who, the state or the person?
I have privacy rights would be my answer. Marion to the left of Gilpin. They'll fake to him and flip it out into the flat. It's caught by Costilla. He's in for the score in the corner of the end zone. Pirates extend the lead now to 13-6 with 7 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
What an adjustment made by Austin Castañeja. He made it look easy, but I guarantee you, friends at home, it was not. He had to pirouette around to make that grab. Give credit to Landry Gilpin, though. He put the right amount of touch on that pass, something that we had mentioned in prior games that he needed to have worked on.
Will Earpst in for the point after attempt. Hold is down by Coleman Kerr. The kick is up, and it's good. You know, Costilleja, you mentioned how difficult that, but he makes it look easy. He does some athletic things that just look like they're natural to him, and it's not a common thing even amongst athletic players.
No, he's extremely agile. Don't let the size fool you. But again, making that adjustment, having to basically turn all the way around and snag it out of the air. Hey, but it worked out for the Pirates. Great offensive series once again. You know, benefactors of the flag, though. Could have been an interception. But, hey, you'll take the breaks when you can get them. And right now, this offense is, like we mentioned in the very short pregame, if they can click today, they have the defense that can carry them to a win. And so far, so good here in the first quarter.
This team has been on the cusp all season of being a pretty good football team and, you know, have gotten in their own way sometimes, had some unfortunate things occur. You know, obviously everybody deals with injuries, but, you know, those can also be key to your success. And it seems like in these last couple of games things are starting to come together now for the Pirates. Fournier will do the honors on the kickoff. We'll see if he tries to kick it really deep or another short kick, and it is going to be another short kick. We have a fair catch waved and made by number 13, Nolan Firth, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kangaroos. This will be their 3rd offensive possession. Of course, they opened with a touchdown, and then the Pirate defense stopped them pretty quickly on their 2nd drive.
That Austin College special teams return unit is definitely having some adventures out there with those short kickoffs. They don't look too confident on wanting to have to field those short kicks. And I wonder if that's going to play a factor later on in this game, especially with the Pirates, if it's close and they really need something on sides.
Tyler James, the quarterback for the Roos, will take the snap and hand off to the running back. That's Betts, and he'll get all the way around the edge, and he'll pick up maybe 2 yards, potentially 3 there on the stop. Big number 94, Jason Lund. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we'll take a short break, and we'll return on SHN Sports, Southwestern University Pirate Football. We'll be right back. Welcome back as we open the second quarter. Pirates leading the Kangaroos by a score of 14-6. It's second down and about 7 yards for Austin College. Tyler James takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking downfield, forced out to his left. He continues to roll, looking downfield. His pass leads the receiver too far out of bounds. That's number 15, Xavier Maxwell. And credit Maxwell and big number who is on the sidelines there? Big number 64 for the Pirates, because he ran into 64, Josh Taylor. Didn't move him much. The big freshman's over 300 pounds, but he hugged him and patted him on the back. So a little camaraderie here. These teams are familiar, used to be in a conference together a couple of years ago.
I think that's just the respect of the brotherhood of football players, though. You know what it's like.
Yes,
all those
sir.
two-a-days. You go every team goes through it, win or lose. Everybody's trying to give it a good effort. And especially as the season's starting to wind down, you come to that realization.
So we had a false start there on that play by the Kangaroos, and that'll back them up. And so instead of 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd and 12. And that's the second time they found themselves backed up on a 3rd down and manageable, making it 3rd and long.
Yeah, they're kind of putting themselves in a difficult situation, are the Roos. Man-to-man coverage from the Pirates, though, with only one person deep on a cover 2 scheme.
James takes the snap, drops straight back, airing it straight down the middle of the field and just way too far for the intended receiver. And that intended receiver is number 84. And Traylon Marsh may be fast, but he's not that fast.
No, but even better, I mean, the defense, it was the right defensive call, because we had just mentioned that they only had one person deep. That person was playing over the top, cover 3 style, my apologies, and that was the right read. He was at the right place at the right time to make sure that there was no completion to be had.
So the Kangaroos will come out and punt. Number 9. Is that James out there punting?
It looks to be.
And he'll get off a punt to Castilleja, who'll fair catch it at the 44-yard line. We'll see. They may put him at the 43. Looks like they're going to mark him 44. So the 3rd possession for the Southwestern University Pirates today. They've had 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity to continue that pattern. Short field. It was a 3-and-out. This defense has to be tired because they've been trying to chase Gilpin, Jaquan Marion all day so far in the first quarter. We're here in the second, and right now this Pirate offense is clicking. I like their chances to make it 3 for 3.
Brandon Jennings will line up at running back next to Gilpin, 2 receivers either side of the formation. Gilpin looks over the defense, barks out his cadence. Taking his time, there's the snap. He'll follow Jennings, and he'll cut it back outside at midfield and be wrangled down around the 45, 46-yard line of the Kangaroos by number 43, Nick Chevalier. but it'll be a first down Southwestern University. And a lot of times they get a first down on one play.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about natural
chunks of yards.
Yeah, you talk about natural runners, though, and Gilpin just one of those natural runners. Like you said, he doesn't look like he's going to outpace anybody, but he's deceptively fast, he's agile, and he makes people miss.
He'll have 3 receivers to the left of the formation. He'll send Jennings in motion, and he'll follow Jennings that way, but look back to the left, throw it over the middle, complete to Castilleja. He'll break a tackle, 10-5, another touchdown Pirates with 14:01 remaining in the half. Austin Castilleja made the catch, dropped a defender who tried to drag him down, and that's another one of the examples of the athleticism of Austin Castilleja. Not the tallest guy in the world. He's got a low center of gravity. You're not just going to drag him down easily.
No, he used his balance, was able
Big
to
and
jump
strong.
right out of the danger as the grasp was on him. But give a lot of credit to the offensive line for holding their blocks, and especially Landry Gilpin. He was the predicator of all of that, as he forced the defense to make a play once again, and he beat them with his legs and his mind.
Will Herbst will attempt the point after. The hold is down by Coleman Kerr, and the kick is up and good. And the Pirates take a 21-6 lead with 14:01 remaining in the half. Excellent job by the Pirates here early. We talked about it a little bit. You see enough film, you can, regardless, come out and script a 10, 12 plays and have success. And I'm not saying that's all the Roos success is attributed to, but definitely some of it in that opening drive. And the Pirates, whatever they did to adjust, their defense has been successful.
Yeah, it was a quick adjustment. It's been the right adjustments, and hopefully that will remain true. The one thing I want to point out before this kickoff, though, that was like the culmination of what Landry Gilpin can be as a quarterback. He is always that threat to run. The defense respected that, and you saw him try to stretch the field. He gets out of the pocket, but then he looked the opposite direction, something we haven't seen him do too much this year.
Right.
And it caught everybody off guard except for Castaneda, because he was ready.
Right.
And it was because of the running ability of Gilpin that he was able to kind of create his own passing window. And I would love to see more of that from him, but he really put it together on that drive. Terrific stuff.
Well, and as you develop and grow as a player, amazingly, he's still considered a sophomore.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of football left in his college career. High kick from Fournier is going to be fielded and fair caught around the 23-yard line by the Kangaroos. And so they'll have another opportunity. They're fourth with the football today to see if they can add more points.
But, we've seen this Pirate squad in some tough battles already this season. And I know the W's haven't come, but you can see when going against an opposition of pretty much like equal caliber that they are, or at least what the records were saying equal caliber, that this squad is better than what their record reflects when they're playing on all cylinders.
I agree with that, and that's been one of the things, is trying to get everything on the same page, having success in all 3 phases of the game at the same time. So far, so good. Tyler James takes the snap. He'll hand it to number 5, Devin Rideau, and he'll pick up about maybe 3, give him 4 yards on the right side of that offensive line. Second down at 6.
And the first real taste of positive offense for Devin Rideau in this contest, and it's taken all the way to the second quarter.
And really the first offensive success for the Kangaroos since their opening drive. So Betts and Rideau in the backfield with James. James takes the snap, fakes to Rideau, carries it straight ahead, and he'll be undercut by Alec Gomez after a gain of about 3. So it's going to be 3rd and 2, and what the Pirates need is a pre-snap penalty from the Kangaroos to back it up and make it 3rd and 7.
It's funny you say that because it's happened on the last couple offensive series for the Roos, but offensively, don't be surprised if they show you, the Roos, what Southwestern showed them offensively just moments ago. I expect very similar play calling, a lot more running with Tyler James on this offensive series.
2-back set for James. He'll take the snap and hand to Betts, and he's going to get run down in the backfield by big number 90, Noah Clarkson, for a big loss back to almost the original line of scrimmage. where it'll be 4th down and the punting unit will come out once again for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, terrific athleticism shown by Clarkson as he was able to drag down the wide receiver who he was only able to grab by the jersey, just showing off the hand strength and the speed to even get there.
Yeah, Noah Clarkson knows his way around a gym. We were in California at Santa Monica Beach, and many people thought that he was a local. He's got the hair, so.
Better than mine?
Big punt. It's pretty good. It's certainly longer. Castilleja unable to field that, and it'll roll down and be down by the Kangaroos around the 27-yard line. Pretty good punt there by the quarterback, Tyler James, as he got a nice roll.
You know, it's funny because, I'm dressed for Halloween here today during the tailgate like everyone else, and you were telling me, oh, you coming with this Miami Vice look? I'm like, no, today it's Pirate Vice because they're going to figure it all out today. They're going to find all the hidden treasures.
Well, so far so good. They're finding booty everywhere. It's 1st and 10 for the Pirates here as they open their 4th possession. Ty Sigway, the running back, they'll hand to him as he moves to his left. He'll cut outside at the 30, 35, 40. He's down the sidelines midfield. He's going to get knocked out in Kangaroo territory by number 28 of the Kangaroo defense, Jarrett Pleasant.
Basically the perfect offensive play to start off this series. Everybody getting on their blocks and sustaining, and that opened up a huge play offensively here to start their 4th offensive series where they've been 3 for 3 on touchdowns in their 3 previous offensive series.
And it was a pretty good play to showcase some of the speed that Ty Sigway brings to the offense. He was able to get outside almost to the sideline and just scoot right up the edge of it. Gilpin will hand to him on this play, and he'll carry a couple of tacklers for a gain of about 4 yards. They're going to give him the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Showing the ability to utilize his strength and his running in between the tackles too. So you'd like to see that, a complete running back despite his size.
Yes, he's a good interview too. We had him on the coaches show a couple of weeks ago, and very bright, personable personality on the young man. Gilpin will continue to have Ty Sigway to his right. He'll have 3 receivers here on the wide side. He'll flip it out to Huerta. Huerta cuts up at the 40, 35, 30, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds somewhere around the, let's see where they're going to give him, the 26. It looked like he may have, yeah, they're going to say he touched out of bounds at the 32 rather. And it was real close. He tried to dance along the sidelines. I was hoping that he didn't touch out, but the head linesman said, nope, he stepped out at the 32. Yeah. It is another 1st down for the Pirates, though.
Yeah, regardless, she'll take it, even though he tried to tiptoe the touchline.
So Gilpin with 2 backs. That's going to be Ty Sigway and number 85, Joey Robinson. They'll fake to Ty Sigway. Gilpin drops back, rolls back to his right, looking downfield, flips it way downfield, looking for Austin Castilleja in the end zone. He was double covered, though, and the pass nowhere really near where Castilleja could have made an attempt at it.
No, but I see what Gilpin was looking for, because the additional help, because after there was the double coverage, the additional defender never turned around, so he had no idea where Castilleja was, just that the ball might be in that vicinity. So if Gilpin was able to really step in that throw, because he was on the run, he wasn't stepping into it, he might have been able to loft it over and make that completion. But those are the chances that he's willing to take.
Brandon Jennings in the game now for Gilpin. Gilpin will take the snap and follow Jennings to the right all the way to the sideline. He'll step out around the 27. He's going to be shy of the line needed for a 1st down by about 5 yards. They came to the short side of the field with that, and the Kangaroos did a pretty good job of stringing it out and preventing any real forward progress beyond a few yards.
Yeah, but when that happens and when it's 3rd down, that usually tells you it's coming back into the wide side of the field in one way or another.
We got 2 receivers on that wide side, 2 on the near side. Jennings, the running back, beside Gilpin in the backfield. Gilpin looking over the defense, takes the snap, follows Jennings. He's got a hole. He's at the 20, 15, 10. You're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Pirates. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for the Southwestern University Pirates today.
here on Hallows Eve has definitely been spooky for the defense of the Roos, as they have had no answers for this Pirate scoring juggernaut of an offense. And Gilpin showing off that speed there. Perfect play call on the design. As we just said, they came to the near side just to open up that far side, and they got enough room to make the play happen.
Nice little crease, and Gilpin, not a super thin, but a thin guy, and he didn't have to get too skinny because that hole was huge. Will Herbst will put up the point after attempt, and it is good. It's a 28-6 Southwestern University Pirate lead with 9:39 still remaining in the first half.
And you don't want to get over your head when you have a lead like this in the first half. But, I mean, the positives, there are really no negatives to speak of right now. If you're a Pirates fan, I imagine right now you're just enjoying your Saturday afternoon. We are enjoying that you are along with us for this ride. And so far, it has been smooth sailing for the Pirates. But they have to stay focused. That's one of those things with the team that hasn't stacked up the W's this season is, yes, you're having a terrific first half this far, but that focus needs to remain there for the 4 quarters.
Yeah, ask the Texas Longhorns about that. 9:39 remaining in the half.
Now, I have to ask, are you referring to today or like earlier this week? Because I haven't watched any
Just
of that
in general,
game
I don't know what happened in today's game, but in the prior two, the one against Oklahoma and the one against Oklahoma State, they were out ahead in the first half pretty nicely and ended up losing those football games in the second half. So there's a reason that the game, or there's a phrase that goes, the game is played for 60 full minutes. Fournier's kick is high. It's going to be fair caught by Betts around the 17-yard line. I'm going to go on ahead and mention our corporate sponsors for Southwestern University. They include Antioch Georgetown, Chapel Realty Group with Roger Chapel, Chick-fil-A, Chisholm Trail Pediatrics, CJ's Catering, Hewlett Chevrolet Buick Volkswagen, Double Dave's Pizza, Eagles Wings Home Services, First Texas Bank, Gary Brown CPA, Georgetown Commercial Properties, Georgetown Shirt Company, Georgetown Title, Groove Line Productions, HEB, Hello Georgetown. We'll get the remainder of those here after this play. Tyler James sends a man in motion out of the backfield, fakes to Rideau and hits Aaron Rideau. A couple of Pirate defenders thought they had an opportunity at that interception, but missed it in a gain of about 8 yards. Hello Georgetown, HEB, John F. Lewis CPA, Mighty Fine, Minutemen Press, Waterboy Graphics, Primerica Financial Solutions with Derek McGill, Ross and Champion CPA, Rudy's, St. David's Georgetown Hospital, Schlotsky's, Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center. James takes the snap, looks over in the flat, and there was just a ton of pressure there. That pass falls incomplete to Betts. And let me finish these out, and I'll get your commentary. Stephanie Featherstone, State Farm, Upstream Investment Partners, Scott Olson, Whataburger, and Wolf Ranch.
Well, Peyton Vaughn brought the smack down, but I was going to ask you if there's any other interested sponsors out there. Who can they contact here at SNJ Sports to, be a part of the crew?
Well, I would certainly start with Coach Joe Austin at jaustin@southwestern.edu. That 2 men in motion, I don't know if that's going to be a motion penalty or not. Guess not. They're going to hand off to Rideau coming the other way, and he'll pick up a first down over the 35 to the 37, loses his helmet on the tackle from Eli Norris.
Yeah, looks like they'll have
but that's where I would start. I'm pretty sure he may refer you to the athletic director or someone in a position like that, a sports information director or someone like that. But I would start with Coach Austin. And there is a flag down. Hopefully it's not a face mask penalty. It is a face mask penalty against Eli Norris. So that's why the helmet of Devin Rideau was removed in that tackle. Because
maybe, but Rideau went in head first, too, as he was falling. So I'm just kind of like, what was he supposed to do?
You grab what's in front of you, yeah. So the ball will be moved into Pirate territory at the 46-yard line with 8:52 remaining in the half.
Tough break for the Pirate defense on a day where there hasn't been very many tough breaks to deal with.
So in the backfield is going to be Bess and Devin Rideau. They'll send Bess in motion, fake to Rideau, looking toward Bess, and then downfield. Pressure broken loose by James, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage or very close. He's finally brought down by Jason Lund. He had about 3 tacklers that he shed to even get back to the line of scrimmage. Good effort from the quarterback.
Well, I mean, the first guy had his jersey pulled. He was in his grasp, and he was able to kind of rip himself away, fall forward, but only got back to the original line of scrimmage. But did evade the sack.
Mashinsky in the backfield along with Rideau and the quarterback Tyler James. James drops back, and he's hit as he releases, and that could have been intercepted as it came awkwardly out of his hand and just floated. No defenders in a real area, but those are the kind of plays you hope to just land in your gut there.
Yeah, maybe a half a second sooner we would have had a sack or an interception, but either way, the Pirates defense and their defensive coordinator are making the right calls on this series with that corner blitz, as they were not ready whatsoever for it. Nobody picked him up.
So it is now 3rd and 10 for the Kangaroos. James takes the snap straight back, fires it down the seam, complete for a first down to number 2, Aaron Rideau. And you can see why Coach Austin brought up the Rideau brothers on Monday in SU Football Weekly.
Yeah, you know that they were going to get theirs today. So far, it's been Aaron, not Devin, who's been making his name known this afternoon, but it's still another half to play. But right now they're nearing the red zone, and this is where the play calling can get real unique, especially for the Roos as they look to try to get back into this football game.
Devin Rideau and Mushinski in the backfield with James. He'll take the snap, throw it down the field, looking for the receiver Xavier Maxwell. Just overthrew him. Pretty good coverage there by the Pirate defensive back. No, that's number 0, Cam Terry. 2nd and 10 for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, it would have been a difficult pass to try to drop in on that angle. But now, especially right when they're on the cusp of the red zone, they don't have to go for it all right now. There's still plenty of time to get back into this game, so I would be not surprised if they just try to pick up the first down here.
And send Mashinsky over to the left. And they're going to fake to Rideau going one way, and they're quickly to make a big play for the Pirate defense. Number 93, John Guerrero. Credit him with the sack.
Yeah, I mean, Guerrero is just like, hey, man, you get your hand out of my face mask and let me bring you down, SmackDown style. And it worked out well for the Pirates defense as they've been able to corral what was an all-firing on all cylinders offense on that very first offensive series for the Roos.
Well, James, being as a tall, lanky kid, able to stick that arm out and probably accustomed to stiff arming a lot of guys. Guerrero was having none of that.
Nah, he said, no way, man.
3rd and 12 for the Kangaroos. James takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's got pressure. He's going to get sacked. Big number 94, Jason Lund there, along with, who was the other one?
That was McDonald.
McDonald also there, Malik McDonald. It's going to bring up 4th and very, very long, and Tyler James is frustrated. He just throws his hand towel onto the ground, angry with his offensive line after that play.
But there's nothing better than that when you're a defensive lineman. It's like, hey, meet you at the quarterback. You got it. And it actually happens. Love to see that. Pirates defense looking stout today.
So James, who also is their punter, so it's difficult to see if this is going to be a pooch punt or a play. 4th and very long for the Kangaroos, and a quick timeout by the Pirates to talk about it.
Totally understandable.
Yes. The Kangaroos need to get all the way down to the 11-yard line. The line of scrimmage is currently the 36.
But they had success on big plays here today.
Yeah, it's tough to get a 25-yard play, although
but they've done it.
I know. Well, and as soon as you say that, it happens. So.
But I mean, their offense really hasn't fired the way that I was expecting the Roos offense to. But in instances like this, where you have a lead, you can be a little lackluster in your effort. And don't get me wrong, I know they just had the sack, but you have some new personnel on there. You want to make sure everybody's on the same page, because all it does take is one completed pass into the zone, and then you only have one person deep, and then they beat them. It's 1-on-1, and then you just blown a 3-touchdown lead, and now it's only 2. No sense of taking any chances just yet when you have this big of a lead.
Well, now they have 4th and 25. It's a tough decision here. You're looking at pretty much airing it out with an attempt deep on either corner.
You bring up a good point. The only thing that I would say if you're the Pirates is, hey, if they throw this thing deep, just knock it down. Don't intercept it because the field position is so good.
But your stat sheet. Tyler James takes the snap, drops straight back, flips it down the right sideline, and it's knocked out of the air. Great play by the safety. Patrick Nicholas is having a pretty good first half. Came all the way from the middle of the field playing that safety position, was able to bat the ball away with what could have been a touchdown.
See, I know he's disheartened because he thought he had himself an INT because you mentioned the stat sheet.
Right.
But honestly, just batting the ball away
was
the better play.
Yeah, that's the biggest play he could have made there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the first thing that the coaches are going to tell him is like, hey, you got your hands on it, you kept the touchdown from happening, and you knocked the ball down, which gave us possession at the 36-yard line.
Instead of
the 25.
20.
You know, it couldn't come out better than that.
Jaquan Marion back in at running back. Gilpin will flip it out to Castilleja. He's unable to handle it, a little bit too far in front of him. He got a mitt on it, but just one, and it falls to the ground.
Now things are getting chippy. Down low here on the near side is Sean Verdun, having a little bit of a quarrel there with Eric Ovalle. You wonder, maybe just because, not just the way the season has gone for the Roos, but just because of the way this game has gone, that maybe tempers are going to flare a little bit as we get closer to the end of the half.
Frustration can occur a lot on the football field. Gilpin rolls to his left, looking for the receiver. He had a defender draped over him. That's Dugan Sexton.
Draped all over him. He was trying to get his number on the first date.
Well, they're going to call it just incomplete. No laundry on the field for that interference.
Look, I'm the first one to tell you when the refs are doing great. I'm the first one to tell you when they're not, and if they missed a call. And that, my friends, was definitely a missed call.
For sure. He definitely – Sexton had a kangaroo draped over his back. Peta might be upset about that.
I was going to say he was wearing him like a sweater back in the 1980s.
Gilpin
over the shoulders.
Starts out rolling to his right, has to turn around, roll back to the left, sets up, throws it downfield. Almost caught by Ethan Powell. That was a good enough pass, but while Powell was in the air, he takes a hit, unable to hang on to the football. And the Pirates will have their first punt on the 5th possession.
Yeah, their first 3 and out of the day, too. And, I mean, that really could have been an easy first down. Gilpin just slung it in there, and he put it on a rope. And like you said, the receiver was up there. He caught the ball made contact with the ball at his highest point, just couldn't bring it down.
So Colin Mushinski back to receive the Will Herbst punt for the Kangaroos out of Fort Bend Travis High School. Herbst's punt will be fielded and kneeled at the 22nd by Mushinski, and so he didn't fair catch it, obviously, because it bounced, but he didn't want to advance it. Now he's also being talked to by his coaches and teammates. He had about 5-7 yards ahead of him he could have gained if he just scooped it and tried to return it.
Yeah, he actually had some good blocking ahead of him, too, as the Roos special teams was able to hold off the Gunners.
Well, they probably told him fair catch it and then left it at that. Sometimes you have to give the full instruction. Unless it bounces to you and there's good blocking, then scoop it and run.
Sometimes you have to give a full instruction. Sometimes coaches have to communicate better.
That's true. And players need to just know the sport as well. Tyler James takes the snap, will fake to Rideau and flip it out in the flat to Rideau. And we'll see a lot of that today. Rideau being called in the same play. He faked to Devin and completed the pass to Aaron, gain of 7.
But right now it's only Aaron Rideau who's making numbers on the stat sheet.
He's contributing greatly to the Roo offense. 2 backs in the backfield with Tyler James. He'll hand to Mushinski coming to the near side, and he'll be cut down by number 7 of the Pirates, Peyton Vaughn. And Vaughn did a good job getting off of what was essentially a hold, not really a block, but he was able to get over there and cut down Mashinsky before he got any gain. We have an injured player down for the Pirates. And that may be Bernard Century.
No, then you're definitely correct.
He was one of our interviewees this week on SU Football Weekly. A very amicable young man. Didn't really align with the way you see him play out on the football field. You know, he plays like a rabid dog out there making tackles. He tied for the lead in tackles on the team with Peyton Ludeman.
And that's why I was going to say good that he's back up and walking under his own power to the sideline, but hopefully that he'll be available for the rest of this contest, because if you do lose him, you're losing one of the best sideline-to-sideline tacklers that this Pirate defense has.
Really one of the best linebackers in this whole conference. He's a real bright kid, too, pre-med. 3rd down and 2 for the Kangaroos. Mashinsky in the backfield with James, and they're going to throw a swing pass to Mashinsky on the wide side, and he drops the football. And it looks like it might have been a lateral because the whistle came in pretty late, and they're going to mark it where he scooped it at.
That is possible, but regardless, that was
It's still 4th down.
Yeah, that was a first down that was dropped.
Uh-huh.
Because they had the right play called at the Roos. Pirates were beat. It was going to be all pursuit as they didn't read the play fast enough. And, you know, you have to make the plays when they are given to you. In the Roos, they just have not come up with those plays.
So Tyler James will come in as a punter. Austin Castilleja back deep to receive the punt for the Pirates. Booming punt from James. Castilleja just turned and sprinted. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and that's the farthest back the Pirates have started a possession in this football game.
Well, you know, if you are a Pirates fan out there, though, you will take it, because that's the best thing you can really say for the Kangaroos that has gone their way in this second quarter as we're nearing the end of the half, because that was a huge punt, probably one of the better ones we've seen with no wind, I might add. So that was just all pure leg.
Yeah, he booted that.
I will be interested to see how the Pirates decide to utilize the rest of the time remaining. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Are they going to try to force another touchdown in, especially when they've gone 4 out of the 5 series and have scored a touchdown? Or are they going to elect to play it safe and just keep possession?
Well, there's a fumbled exchange between Gilpin and Marion able to scoop it up, but he's going to get walloped around the 5-yard line by a whole host of Kangaroo defenders. I'm not sure what you call a group of kangaroos.
That's a great question. I should have looked that one up before.
I've watched plenty of Crocodile Hunter, but I don't recall them ever referring to, you know, like with crows, you have a murder of crows. You know, I'm not sure what they refer to. Kangaroos is probably something I should have looked up before today. 2nd down and about 18 yards for the Pirates, back against the goal line. Landry Gilpin with Brandon Jennings in the backfield. He'll follow Jennings to the right on a bit of a counter as he fakes, or to the left rather, as he fakes to the right and goes to the left. He'll carry it out to the 10. So it's 3rd and 13.
Well, to finish on your original thought, sometimes the inspiration doesn't come until the right moment.
Right. Well, and you know, the problem is if I could just spend all of my time thinking about football, it would be easy, but I have these other things in my life that require thought and time and effort, you know, jobs and families and things like that. So it's 3rd and very long. Looks like the Pirates will probably keep it on the ground here. We'll see Gilpin looking to throw, but he'll tuck it over the 10-15, cuts outside at the 20, and that's where he'll meet number 23, Sean Verdon, and he'll make the stop. And not enough for the first down. They're about 6 yards shy. So the punting unit will likely come out for the Pirates. The clock stops at 1:45, so it looks like they're going to say he stepped out of bounds unless a timeout was called by Midwestern.
No, definitely.
Or not Midwestern.
Austin
College.
You told me about the colors earlier.
The colors do match Midwestern State. Forgive me if you're listening from Austin College.
No, it was definitely a timeout. The Kangaroos know that they could use a score right before the end of the half. They had all 3 timeouts. They were actually going to put time back on the clock, so there'll be a minute 52 left. But it should be a Kangaroos timeout. And we are assuming that the Pirates are going to be punting here on this second straight 3-and-out. But considering how it started with that fumble in the backfield where it could have gone into the end zone, luckily it didn't. This is basically the best that could have happened without getting the first down.
Well, we've seen something like a fumbled exchange really cost the Pirates in games earlier in the year, and they're fortunate to be having an opportunity to punt. Mushinski back to receive this punt. Herbst's punt will bounce at the 45, takes a Pirate roll past the 30. Going to go inside the 25 and be downed at the 24. Great punt by the senior, Will Herbst. And he's just contributing every time he's out there. If he's not running a fake on his own decision, he's booting the ball to the corner and pinning a team back, or he's making a pretty long field goal, contributing all over the place for the Pirates.
It's funny you mentioned this because on the last punt before this one, he actually jumped and faked it like it was going over his head, even though the snap was perfect, and anything to try to hold up the oncoming rush.
So James will have 2 running backs in the backfield. He'll take the snap looking downfield. He'll flip it into the outer left part of the field to number 15, Xavier Maxwell, and that'll be a first down Kangaroos at the 36.
Yep, and then they're in their hurry-up offense, too, with only 2 timeouts remaining. And they have had some good success on these comeback routes where he's able to drop it in as Tyler James.
A little bit of pressure. James is able to stay in the pocket, and pass intended for Aaron Rideau. Incomplete there on coverage, Cam Terry. So it's going to stop the clock, make it second down and 10, clock at 1:20.
Yeah, good defense by Terry as he was able to turn around and make the adjustment. I do have an answer for you now. You talked about Kangaroos and a group. They called a mob.
A mob, there you go.
Or a court, or a troop. Your pick.
I'll go with mob. Bess in motion. Tyler James throws it to Bess, but he gets wrapped up immediately upon making that reception by number 11. That's Peyton Ludeman on the stop. We mentioned him earlier as being knotted up with Bernard Century on the team for total tackles.
Yeah, both of those kids. I mean, they go sideline to sideline. It's hard to get past them. That also tells you that this Pirate defensive line is doing their job here this afternoon as well.
Well, Century's still not in the game. In his place, Matthew Bruloth out of Robert Vela High School in Edinburgh. Pass flipped out, incomplete to number 15 from James. That's again Xavier Maxwell. Shy of the line needed for the first down. They're going to give him the 45. He needs the 46. So it's 4th and 1 for the Kangaroos. 1 minute and 7 seconds remain in the half.
Yeah, that was a good catch, though. Had to tiptoe right on the boundary to keep it in play. And it's not necessarily about the first down. Pirates are going to have to look out for the big play as well.
Rideau and Bess in the backfield. James takes the snap, and it's a designed run straight ahead. He's at the 40, lowers his shoulder, but he's going to get wrapped up by Patrick Nicholas right around the 36-yard line. Under a minute as the clock stops at 59 seconds. It's wound by the referee, and the Kangaroos are ready again. Tyler James takes the snap. It's got pressure. Alec Gomez there forcing an errant pass intended for Aaron Rideau. He was covered by Cam Terry. It would have been tough to fit that in there with no pressure, but Alec Gomez made sure that that was not a completion.
Now you can see Tyler James taking some extra stretches, and he's been banged up here in this first half. He's been taking a lot of contact. Even when they haven't been tackles and even when they haven't been sacks, he's been pushed down.
Tyler James takes the snap straight back, flips it down to the right sideline, pass intended. It was an intentional out route for Maxwell, but I'm not sure Maxwell and Tyler James were on the same page because Maxwell kind of turned in, but that pass was on the sideline, incomplete. 43 seconds remain.
It was good defense. Both of those guys were trying to turn each other, and because of that, Maxwell was never able to turn around fast enough to look for the ball.
So it is 3rd and 10. Tyler James has Rideau and Best beside him. He'll take the snap straight back and flip it over the middle, complete to Aaron Rideau. He'll break a tackle at the 20 and be forced out by Cam Terry at the 17. First down, Kangaroos.
Yeah, too much of a cushion. This puts the Kangaroos into field goal territory. But you don't want to give up the touchdown. That is one thing for sure. And there's still plenty of time left for the Roos, and they have 2 timeouts left.
Well, and they seem to be on a purpose, and they seem to be more successful with a hurry-up on their offense. Send Bess in motion. James will carry it straight ahead, and Blaine Corkin there to wrangle him up after a gain of about 4 to the 14. Make that a gain of 3. And there will be a timeout burned by the Roos, I believe.
Oh, you said burn. I thought you said burn, like burn, 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 burn. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about Ernest movies earlier today, too.
How do you not think of Ernest movies around Christmas time?
No, Halloween's probably
Halloween, too.
The big ones for me.
And a lot of people, especially the younger folks, might not know who
Oh, yeah, they'll have no clue.
Ernest is, but they should check it out.
He was the voice of the dog in Toy Story.
Right. He had a pretty good run there just on his own movies. I mean, if you can appreciate goofy humor, then I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Not really football related, however.
No, those are the Air Bud movies, obviously.
Yeah. Among others.
You got a favorite football movie that isn't Unnecessary Necessary Roughness?
I actually have quite a few favorite football movies. Any Given Sunday's a decent movie, I think. But I like Remember the Titans, and I like the one with Rick Moranis.
Ah, yes, Love for Little Giants. I'm glad you said that.
Giants.
That's one of my favorites.
Tyler James drops back, pressure from Gomez again, and he's able to get the pass off, but it affected the throw as Gomez jumped over the defender who tried to cut block him and laid a hit on Tyler James.
Yeah, he hurled him. Terrific stuff by Gomez.
Yeah, those linebackers for the Pirate defense, a very athletic group, and Gomez is all over the place today so far. Clock at 29 seconds. Play clock down to 14 for Tyler James and the Kangaroos. 2 receivers on the near side, Bess in motion. They'll fake to Rideau, and they'll throw to Aaron Rideau, covered by Eli Norris, and there's going to be a flag thrown, and that'll be a first down for the Kangaroos. It looked like Eli Norris might have grabbed his arm, but they're definitely likely going to call a hold.
Yeah, there was definitely contact between the two, and you could see that Aaron Rideau was trying to separate to get some room to catch it. So that kind of tells you that maybe there was a bit of a jersey tug.
Well, he could only get one arm up, which is why I thought maybe they held his arm. But they're going to call pass interference. So it'll be 1st and goal after they mark off half the distance. Line of scrimmage will be all the way down to the 3. Two. The 2-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 2, 25 seconds now.
James is a big dude at 6'3". All he has to do is kind of just lunge over the line, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the go-to. It's just quarterback draw up the middle.
Devin Rideau and Bess in the backfield. They'll send Bess in motion, fake to Rideau. Pass is caught for a score. That's Maxwell on the slant pattern, able to get inside the defender. And, there's not a lot you can do with the receiver body in front of you between the football.
Yeah, but, I mean, if the Pirates are going to play man-to-man defense like that on the outsides, one issue has been giving up too much cushion to these receivers and letting them go where they want to go. The bump and run has to be more prevalent. You have to give more of a rub. That was too easy of an entrance on that slant route.
So John Aldridge in for the point after attempt for the Kangaroos. His kick is up. He had the first one bounce off the upright. He made that one. It is now a 28-13 score with 21 seconds remaining here in the half. Now, the fortunate thing the Pirates have to look forward to is their offense gets the ball to open the second half.
Exactly what I was thinking. And they also maintain a 2-touchdown lead. But I have a love-hate thing with what just transpired.
You got to think the momentum went to the Kangaroos a little bit at this point. It's not an overwhelming shift of momentum.
No, but you didn't want to give him that bright light because
right.
now James feels that he can throw that ball wherever he wants to when he has time because he just fitted into a tight window to score that touchdown. They were able to overcome penalties on that own drive. They drove it the entire length of the field almost. That really sets a good tone for the offense. But the one thing I do like about the Roos scoring, if you're a Pirates fan out there, the one thing I was talking about is complacency. You can't be complacent with the big lead that the Pirates have, and I think that would be a rude awakening after letting up that score is that, hey, fellas, we got to get ready for an entire second half of football because this game ain't over yet.
Not even close. Aldridge to kick off, and we're likely to see some kind of squib kickoff or a short one here. That's what we've seen all day. Actually, it's going to be a deep kick. It'll carry out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Pirates will have it at the 25, 1st and 10.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates just decide to sit on this ball and take it into the half, especially since you just said that they'll have the ball to start the second half.
Well, and one of the things you want to avoid is making a big mistake like that exchange that occurred earlier that, could have given the Kangaroos a very short field if Marion was unable to pick it up.
I was going to say that was definitely just a slight one. A huge one would have been the turnover.
Correct. Now, the Pirates will come out in a pistol, Castilleja behind Gilpin, and that indicates to me that it is going to be a kneel. Stay around for halftime. We do have a halftime ceremony for Southwestern University that we will broadcast for you. But we'll be back for the second half of Pirate football. For Rich Hensley, Justin Simmons, and Mickey Holden, I'm Chuck Cracy. We'll be back for the second half.
Fans, at this time, please welcome the Southwestern Pom Squad for tonight's halftime performance. Pirate Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors for their continued support. Group Line Productions, DJ Pitch Black, John F. Lewis, CPA, Georgetown Commercial Properties, Chisholm Trail Pediatrics, HEB, Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick and Volkswagen, Eagles Wings, Gary Brown CPA, Georgetown Title, Wolf Ranch Town Center, State Farm Agent Stephanie Featherstone, Sheridan Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center, and Upstream Investment Partners. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video board for a special presentation of Southwestern's 2021 SCAC Champion Women's Tennis Team. Please look now to the field for a special celebration of our 2021 SCAC Women's Tennis Champion Southwestern University Pirates. The women's tennis team made history last spring, winning the first SCAC championship in program history, advancing to the Elite Eight in the program's first NCAA tournament appearance, and earning the highest ranking in program history at 10th in the nation. Director of Intercollegiate Athletics Glenn Schwab will present each member of the team with their championship ring. First up is Class of 2021 graduate and ITA All-American Esther Bowers. Class of 2021 graduate Isabel Candelario. Junior Taylor Despret. Class of 2021 graduate, Nina Elise. Junior All-American, Emma Kesterson. Senior, Sarah Lee. Junior two-time All-American Nina Mitrofanova. Class of 2021 graduate and team captain Mariana Ketsuri. Senior Mishti Shatia. Senior Chandler Verba. Sophomore Sydney Wall. Junior All-American and team captain Ali Zine. Associate Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and Tennis Oversight, Doug Ross. ITA West Region Assistant Coach of the Year, Chaz Meyer. And ITA West Region Coach of the Year and SCAC Coach of the Year, Billy Porter. Let's give another round of applause for your 2021 SCAC champions. gentlemen, as we get ready to start the second half of play, we'd like to express our appreciation to the following sponsors of Pirate football: First Texas Bank, CJ's Catering, Double Dave's Pizza, Minuteman Press and Waterboy Graphics, Primerica Financial Solutions, Groove Line Productions with DJ Pitch Black, Schlotsky's, Upstream Investment Partners, and Rudy's Barbecue and Country Store. The next home game will be on November 13th right here at Birkelbach Field, where the Pirates will host Sul Ross State at 1 p.m. for Senior Day.
Compassion and attitude of hearing. St. David's has this nature. It's very special. They are family. My colleagues are my family. My name is Anusha Nepal. I'm a nurse. We all do one thing. We give our best. I don't think anybody can be a nurse. It has to be a special person. You need that compassion and attitude of hearing. St. David's has this nature. It's very special. They are family. My colleagues are my family. My name is Anusha Nepal. I'm a nurse. We all do one thing. We give our best.
Welcome back to Birkelbach Stadium, here, home of the Southwestern University Pirates. Pirates lead the visiting Austin College Kangaroos by a score of 28-13. Getting ready to start the second half. Kicking off for the Kangaroos is going to be number 7, John Aldridge. Back deep to receive the kick will be Eli Norris and Austin Castilleja. Justin, you got some stats from the first half?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the first downs, you would think this is an even game as both teams have 14. However, the 28-13 difference on the score line is because of that Pirate defense. I'll get into it here in a little bit, but passing yards-wise, Pirates outpassing the Kangaroos 148 yards to 117. And then on the ground, they are outrushing the Roos 132 off 18 attempts to 49. So that defense playing stout once again.
But all those sacks and tackles for loss play into that rushing total. Castilleja fields the kick around the 15. He's going to get wrapped up as he moves laterally from the center of the field to the right around the 18-yard line, where the Pirates will have it 1st and 10 to open the second half.
Well, let's recap it real quick for the people that might be tuning in late. I mean, it was the first play of the first series offensively for the Roos. They come out, they score right out of the gate. The Pirates answer back by scoring on their first 4 offensive series until 2 3 and outs does them in. And then at the very end of the half, the Roos, thanks to a couple of penalties, able to drive the whole length of the field essentially and get a touchdown. But they missed the point after conversion, so they only have 13 points.
Gilpin has Jaquan Marion in the backfield. He'll hand to Marion, coming to the near side, and he'll carry it up to the 25 before he runs into a whole mob of Roos. Thank you for that reference.
There you go. A whole mob, a whole court. One of the big keys to the Pirates' success offensively, it really started off of the legs and the hands of Jaquan Marion.
And he's back in, carries the ball on the first play of the second half for a gain of 6, make it 7. He'll remain the running back beside Gilpin. Gilpin will hand to him once again, coming to the near side. He'll cut inside the block and pick up the first down over the 30 to the 34. And why not feed Jaquan Marion at this point?
I'm totally with you. I have been a big proponent of him getting the football ever since he showed me a couple of games ago that when he has the rock, he can tote it and make people miss. But he is one of those running backs, besides the hands, besides the speed, he has terrific vision. He makes good cuts.
And he's not overwhelmingly good at any aspect of running back, but he's good at all of them. So he's an all-around back. Gilpin takes the snap and he'll pitch to Marion. He'll carry it over the 35 to the 36. You know, a lot of times you'll see a running back and they'll have the speed will be their thing, or they'll be good at receiving out of the backfield, or, you know, they'll be able to run between the tackles, or they're a power back. Marion has all of those things. And he's going to come off the field here as Brandon Jennings comes in on 2nd down and 7. But it's a good, solid weapon to have in your backfield.
Oh, yeah, because he can do anything. And he blocks.
That's another aspect that he does. Gilpin takes the snap and follows Jennings, and he'll carry it to the 40. He'll still be about 3 yards shy of the first down as he's tackled at the 40, but it'll be 3rd and short.
But you mentioned Jennings right there, and I love seeing that from a senior. That's what he gives you. He knows that he wasn't getting the ball on that play. It didn't matter. He went in and tried to block 2 guys, one right after another, and had Gilpin been able to, you know, get a break there, he would have been charging downfield to add an extra block there too.
One of the captains on this team, the offensive captain, they'll hand to him this time. He's at the 45 midfield, 45, and he'll get wrapped up around the 40-yard line by number 28, Jared Pleasant out of Magnolia.
Yeah, I don't think Jennings has had too many carries. In fact, I believe that was his first carry of the day, at least according to the stat sheet. So he wasn't exactly an offensive key, and you can tell that the defense of the Roos was keying in on Landry Gilpin, and the misdirection worked out to perfection.
Well, so far to this point in the game, like you said, Jennings has spent most of the time in the backfield blocking, but he did a great effort there. They're going to hand to Marion this time. He'll cut up over the 45-30. He'll cut inside at the 25, spins down to the 20, where he's finally tackled by number 33, Richard Johnson of the Kangaroos, and you see what Marion can do with the football.
But there's the vision. I mean, they ran the same exact play. For some reason, the Roos weren't ready for it because they gave you the same exact look. But he came in. He didn't even see the guy. He just felt it and spun back into the open area and was able to pick up an extra 3 yards on that carry.
And the depth of the running back room is shown as Ty Sigway comes in to get a carry for himself, and he'll carry over the 20 to about the 17 before he's wrapped up by Hunter Fulton.
Oh, but I love seeing this because I can tell that the offensive line is pumped right now.
Well, they love it when you run the football.
Exactly, because they're moving with some pace now.
And Ty Sigway will remain the running back for this play.
And look at the center in Elko. He just had a pancake block on the last play. And he has a tough matchup with both guys in the A-gap.
Gilpin will take the snap, flip it into the flat to Castilleja, who will get wrapped up right near the line of scrimmage by number 28, of the Kangaroos, and that is Jarrett Pleasant.
Yeah, one of the few times that Castilleja wasn't able to get out of a tight situation, as he's broken many tackles here so far today, except for that one.
Yeah, give credit to Pleasant as he did a good job of bringing Castilleja to the ground, really for no gain at all. 3rd and 7, clock moving at 10:37 here in the 3rd quarter.
I'll be interested to see if this is a design pass.
Brandon Jennings, the running back, beside Gilpin. Gilpin takes a snap, throws it down the right sideline, intended for Castilleja. No, make that Eric Ovalle was the intended receiver. He's covered, and the pass broken up by Jarius Williams.
Yeah, good defensive coverage there from the Roos. But I think that we talk about adjustments, and one of the things that you see with the Pirates is that you know that if there's a one-on-one, that's where Gilpin's going to go with the ball. And they had the one-on-one on the outside.
Well, it's 4th down here, 4th and 7. The Pirates are going to go for it. They bring 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Brandon Jennings, the running back, besides Landry Gilpin. Gilpin takes the snap, moves to the wide side of the field, cuts back, goes the other way, picks up some blocking. He's going to tuck it and run. He'll pick up the 1st down, real close. Let's see where the spot is. It looks like he's going to have enough for the 1st down, as it looks like they're marking him inside the 10. And it is a 1st down Pirates. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 10.
And that's why you take the good with the bad, as we talk about the lyrics to the Facts of Life.
It's still going to make me sing that song.
I know, but
Don't make me sing
that's
it.
what you get with Gilpin, because you have to respect his playmaking ability
Right.
when the play breaks down.
It's the facts of life.
Yeah,
Justin.
and the Roos know it, so they didn't try to charge forward when it looked like an obvious run situation. Give a huge amount of credit, though, to Josh Taylor for making sure he had that block to spring the 1st down downfield.
Marion, the running back, beside Gilpin. They'll hand to Marion on the narrow side of the field. Nothing really there. Number 34 coming in to fill the hole and make the stop, Colton Gherkin. 2nd down. Looks like Marion lost a yard on that play as they move the line of scrimmage to the 11.
Yeah, one of the rare, impressive runs for a loss of yards that you'll see, as he almost spun his way out of the threat.
Marion remains the running back beside Gilpin. Gilpin will hand to him, going back again the same direction, and the Kangaroo defense is really king on Jaquan Marion now, as number 40 there waiting on him, Nicholas Richard, to make the tackle. Marion gets it back to the 10-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal.
As they should, but now this puts the Pirates offense and their offensive coordinator in a terrific situation, because you know that they're going to key on Marion, that you have so many other options, and maybe the defense is kind of second-guessing themselves, so you can probably give it to Marion again, and they might be caught off guard. This is a great situation to be in if you're the offense.
Gilpin with Marion beside him in the backfield will take the snap, drop straight back, roll to his right. Looking downfield, he's got some pressure. He'll flip it down to Ethan Powell, who will make the reception right around the 2-yard line, but he's dragged out of bounds by number 3, Jarius Williams, and so he doesn't convert the touchdown. It's 4th and goal from the 2, and it doesn't look like the Pirates are going to bring Will Herbst out to extend the lead. They're going to go for it here.
No, they should go for it, because the worst thing that can possibly happen is that you don't get it, and then you're going to force the offense of the Roos to go 99 yards. I love this play call. Be aggressive. Try to get a touchdown.
Well, they always say if you got your foot on your opponent's neck, you leave it there. We'll see what they do here. Marion in motion. Gilpin, they have an option look. Gilpin tries to flip it to Marion. It's batted down by the defender. And they're really, they ran that to the short side of the field, and there wasn't a whole lot of room to work with. And so it wasn't even a lateral. He threw that pass forward, or that option pitch forward, and the defender just batted it out of the air. And as you said, if you're unsuccessful, there's a long way to go for that Kangaroo offense. In fact, they've got 98 yards to go.
Yeah, I understand that the Roos had scored before going into the break, but this Pirate defense has been pretty good all year when it comes to situations like this. Don't let the record fool you. Defense has been really strong, and the Roos haven't necessarily found their footing on offense. So if they can force a turnover here, get the ball back, or just force a 3 and out, I mean, it's a big opportunity for
They'll
this
come out
defense.
in an I formation to try to get some room, and they'll hand it to number 5, Devin Rideau, and he'll pick up maybe 4 yards to the 12, or the 7, rather.
I will say, though, surprised that they went with the option on 4th down to the short side.
That's the
when
part.
when they hadn't run it all game.
Well, that's the part that surprises me more than anything. Is not that they went to the option, but that it was to the short side of the field. Because if you give Gilpin enough space, he can make things happen by
he
himself.
might have been able to utilize the fake, but he ran out of real estate real quick.
Yeah, 2nd down and 5. Tyler James hands the ball to Rideau, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. Met by Malik McDonald first, also there, big number 90 Noah Clarkson. And so maybe they gave him a yard gain to the 8. It looks like what they did. But the Kangaroos have to get to the 12 here for a 1st down, so it's 3rd and 4.
This is where Tyler James becomes a factor with his legs. We've already seen it happen in this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if it's a design here. James looking to throw, directing traffic as he's trying to get Aaron Rideau to move down the sideline. Good pressure from the Pirate front and good coverage by that secondary forces a punt situation for the Kangaroos.
I'm surprised James didn't try to take off. He had the matchup that he needed. I wonder if that's just a culmination of hits that he has taken from this Pirates
You
defense.
get tired of those, I tell you that, bud.
And that's what I'm thinking, is that we know that he has the ability to do it because we saw it in the first half. But, you know, those hits add up, and it's like, maybe I don't want to take off this time.
Well, Tyler James will punt for the Roos, and he's gotten off some good ones today. Back deep to receive it will be Austin Castilleja. And Castilleja will think about fielding it, and he'll just let it bounce. It's going to roll into Pirate territory and be downed at the 49-yard line. Great field position to start the second drive of the second half.
Well, like what we just talked about, this is exactly, if you're thinking like 2 plays, 3 plays ahead, this is kind of what you were looking for, is that you went for the touchdown, couldn't convert it, but you forced the offense to try to dig themselves out of a hole because they were starting with such bad field position. You win the battle, get the 3 and out, and now you have a short field to work with. Great coaching.
Travis Moore in motion. They'll pitch the ball to him as he'll follow Brandon Jennings around the right side, and he'll carry it out of bounds at the, looks like the 45-yard line, so a gain of 6 on 1st down there from the Pirates. Ball now in Austin College territory.
You know, Chuck, we were talking about it in the first half. Another good thing about seeing all these run plays is that it's taking time off of the clock and is not allowing the Roos offense to find a groove.
Well, and with as well as the defense is playing, you need as many opportunities to find that groove as possible, and Pirates are denying that. Handoff to Marion coming the other way. He'll carry it over the 40 for a 1st down, Pirates.
Okay, if you're not going to say it, I'm going to say it right
Okay.
now. Anderson Johnson.
I might have missed
The
it.
boy got a chance to eat right there as he totally pancaked the defender.
Okay, so I did miss the block then.
Oh, man, that was a massive block by Anderson Johnson.
Great job by the O-line today as they continue to push the Roos off the line of scrimmage. Jaquan Marion, the running back, 3 receivers near side of the formation. They'll throw it out to Castilleja. Has 2 blockers in front of him. He splits those at the 30, and he'll be forced out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Another 1st down, Pirates here with 5:33 on the clock. It has stopped, and I don't know if that's due to the chain. It was due to the chains moving, and so the clock is now moving at 5:28.
Yeah, Castilleja, that was his 3rd reception on the day. Before that, already 2 touchdowns with 52 yards of receiving.
He is a weapon, all-purpose yard leader for the Pirates this season. Gilpin has 3 receivers top of the formation here. They'll hand to Marion coming to the near side. He'll bounce off some blockers. Ball's on the ground, scooped up by Dugan Sexton, and he'll be tackled. So the Pirates really dodge a bullet there as number 13, Nolan Firth, takes Sexton down, but Marion bouncing off his own blockers and a couple of defenders. The ball just got jarred loose, bounced onto the ground. Dugan Sexton, Johnny on the spot, scoops it up and picks up another half yard.
That could have been a total momentum shifter. You talk about dodging a bullet. He dodged a whole RPG right there.
Gilpin and Marion in the backfield. They'll hand to Marion. Marion cuts back to the near side, and he'll be wrapped up after a gain of about 3 by number 58 of the Kangaroos, Ethan Harris, out of Lago Vista, Texas. Nearby to folks in the Austin area. In fact, our producer lives in that area.
That's where I started my career, so
Is
I'm
that
very
right?
familiar with Lago Vista, yes. But, I mean, hey, I keep on saying, you're going to keep on running this football. Go back again. Let Anderson Johnson be the pull blocker because he's been doing great.
They love that. Gilpin with Brandon Jennings in the backfield, 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation, and we're going to have a motion penalty against the Pirates.
I have no clue what happened there. I thought maybe he was just trying to answer the question, was Dylan Smith.
Yeah, it was a little odd because it almost looked like someone called him, and he stepped back to see, who's calling me. But he was the only one that moved, and the penalty flag thrown, making it 3rd and 8 as the line of scrimmage now the 18.
The Pirates have the one-on-one here on the near side.
Gilpin will follow Jennings on the near side. Gilpin gets the corner, and he scoots up the sideline, but too close to the sideline, and he steps out of bounds shy of the line needed for the first down, and it looks like Will Herbst will come in and attempt a field goal here with 3:33 after not converting on that 4th down. Coach Austin and the Pirate offense want to get some points out of this.
Totally understandable, as you can't have drives like this without coming away with some points on the board.
So a 29-yard attempt from the senior. Hold is down, kick is up, and it's good, and the Pirates extend their lead to 31-13 with 3:13 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And almost a chip shot for Will Herbst.
Yeah, I mean,
But nothing's guaranteed, as we saw an extra point from the Kangaroos bounce off an upright.
Exactly what I was about to say is that since these things are never guaranteed, and when we saw him miss a field goal late in that game against Howard Payne, that could have been a big difference maker. I'm glad to see that he's back on track. And even with the lead right now, again, you don't want to get too complacent. You still have the remaining part of this quarter with about 3:13 left, and then the whole 4th quarter. And this is the game of football. You just never know what will happen. A bad snap, a fumble deep in your own territory can lead to some easy points. And so far, that hasn't happened to the Pirates. They've been on the cusp of that, but they've been able to clean up all of their own mistakes here today. And what a difference that a week can make.
Yes.
This looks like a completely different ball team, and I give a lot of credit to deciding to wear gold here at home.
Maybe that's
for the first time this year, isn't it?
It's the first I recall. Fournier to kick off for the Pirates here. He gets a nice high kick. It's going to be fielded by Bess, a fair catch at around the 7, and that'll move the ball to the 25-yard line for this Kangaroo possession.
That's the first time we've seen Fournier actually kick away in this game. Everything else has been a pooch kick prior to that. Unless you're going to call that a pooch kick, too, even though it was fielded at the 5.
It's a little bit of a, I think Fournier's got enough leg to kick it out of the end zone. I've seen him do it.
But you know what I'm going to say, Casey, is that the guy, if the Ruse returner was thinking ahead, he wouldn't have even caught that ball. He would have let it bounce out of bounds or let it bounce out of bounds, and they would have had to re-kick again, or they would have taken the touchback. It's all about awareness situations.
Right. You do have to know the game. James pass almost complete. A little bit outside, would have been a tough catch for Jackson Eaps out of Bishop Lynch High School.
But Eaps needed to have made that catch. He made the break. You have to be expecting the ball to come on the turn. It hit him right in the hands.
Yeah, his hands were extended, but there's a rule as a receiver. If it hits you in the hands, it's your responsibility to pull that in.
And they're wearing the gloves. You know how sticky those gloves are nowadays. You should be able to catch almost anything one-handed with those.
It's not like the days of Stickum, though. Lester Hayes.
Yeah, Lester Hayes.
Handoff goes to number 83, Mushinski, and there's just not much there. Cutting him down is going to be, looks like that's number 0, and that, of course, is Cam Terry.
You mentioned Hayes. I was thinking about the guy that played for the Raiders, and Casper?
Yeah. Yes.
Him too, right?
Yeah, all of those guys. But Lester Hayes used to have just a wad of Stickum on his sock.
Yeah.
And he would just, whenever his hands were no longer sticky, he would reach down there and get them sticky again. Tyler James drops straight back. Pressure. Pass intended for Aaron Rideau. He's easily covered by number 4 of the Pirates, Eli Norris. And Eli Norris, such a personality, runs up to the referee and also, you know, helps him make the incomplete call.
Well, I was going to say Norris had a lot of help on the defense because it was the front 7 that was able to get to the quarterback, knocked him down once again. He was slow to get up. You can tell that James is just having one of those days back there where it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's getting old.
Yeah.
You got to. Quarterbacks like to have clean jerseys at the end of the game, clean pants, and you don't get them real dirty on a turf field like this, but those bruises add up after a while, and James will get kind of a line drive punt. Will be fielded by Costier at the 39, and the coverage is there quickly as Costier lunges forward to about the 42, and the Pirates have another good field position to start their 8th drive of the day.
You know, I'm afraid that the Pirates, you know, with the way that things are looking, if they hold on to win this one, I might be stuck wearing this 1980s jacket for the next 2 games of the year.
Right.
But, I mean, they're looking great today, and with only 2:16 left in the 3rd quarter of play, I expect that the Pirates' offense will remain the same, just heavy doses of running the football. This offensive line is winning the battle at attack, and their running backs are getting enough room to work. Everybody's getting good carries.
Well, fortunately for you, the vintage look is a thing, so you could just wear that anyway. Oh, Gilpin on the carry. The ball comes out of his hand, and fortunately for the Pirates, it rolls forward out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds at the 46, but they're going to move it back to where Gilpin originally fumbled the football, which is going to be the 43-yard line, so gain of 1.
I know, but how fortunate are the Pirates? That's the second fumble and the second consecutive offensive drive that they've been able to retain.
You know, sometimes the ball bounces away from you, and then sometimes you have a good day like today, and they've had a season's worth of luck today. Handoff goes to Taisigwe, and he's knocked off balance, and then just the tackle cleaned up by Jeremiah Contreras for a loss of 1 back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10. Clock moving at 1:30.
You know, this is where the Pirates offense, though, can get a little stagnant, is when they become 1-2 dimensional. And I understand, though, we talked about it. It's about getting the clock to run down, limiting the offensive possession for the Roos. But right now the Roos are having some success on defense as the Pirates, well, they haven't really been able to get it going here in the second half.
Spread formation, Taisigwe, the running back. Gilpin takes the snap, drops straight back, looking for somewhere to throw, spins around, rolls to his right, pointing downfield for a receiver to get open, sets up, throws deep down the right sideline, pass is caught, and that is a touchdown by Ethan Powell, number 84, as he caught it around the 5-yard line and walked in. Landry Gilpin just directing traffic, Tony Romo-esque scrambling. Great job by the quarterback. Good reception by Ethan Powell.
Oh, man, there's that Landry magic that we always refer to. It's kind of like Houdini. You see him, and then he's gone right out of your grasp as he pulls the spin move in front of the defense. And then to have the awareness to look downfield and direct his receiver on where to go, it's just like playing in the playground with him.
Will Earps for the point after. The kick is up. And it's good, and the Pirates extend their lead to 38-13 with 54 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. Want to go on ahead and shout out our corporate sponsors, and they include, I'm going to pull it up real quick, Antioch Georgetown, Chapel Realty Group with Roger Chapel, Chick-fil-A, Chisholm Trail Pediatrics, CJ's Catering, Hewlett Chevrolet Buick Volkswagen, Double Dave's Pizza, Eagle Wings Home Services, First Texas Bank, Gary Brown, CPA, Georgetown Commercial Properties, Georgetown Shirt Company, Georgetown Title, Groove Line Productions, HEB, Hello Georgetown, John F. Lewis, CPA, Mighty Fine, Minutemen Press Waterboy Graphics, Primerica Financial Solutions with Derek McGill, Ross and Champions CPAs, Rudy's, St. David's Georgetown Hospital, Schlotsky's, which we had up here in the press box today, Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center, Stephanie Featherstone State Farm, Upstream Investment Partners with Scott Olson, Whataburger, and Wolf Ranch. We want to thank those corporate sponsors making this broadcast possible. Fournier to kick off for the Pirates. He gets his foot into it. It's a high kick. Bess lets it bounce, and it takes a bounce around the 5. He's going to have to return it. He's just walloped by number 21 of the Pirates. That is Quan Jones, the freshman defensive back out of Brenham High School. That ball from Fournier had backspin on it. It looked like it would have bounced into the end zone, but it didn't.
If this was the U.S. Open and that was a golf shot, that's exactly what you would want.
Exactly.
But, man, we've already seen a few smackdowns laid here in this game, but that was probably the hit of the game thus far.
Yeah, he caught Bess not really looking and just, like I said, just walloped him. Quan Jones, the freshman, getting onto the field on special teams and taking full advantage of it. So 1st and 10 for the Kangaroos. The ball on their own 6-yard line. They come out in an I formation, and they'll hand off to number 5, Devin Rideau, and he'll run to the left with nothing there as a whole crew of Pirates are there to stop it. And there's so many guys getting up off the bottom of the pile, I don't know who to credit it to. I'll go on ahead and give credit to number 94 on that stop, Jason Lund.
But that's a great problem to have when all 11 players are flying to the football.
You love that as a D coordinator. 2 backs in the backfield for James. He'll take the snap, drop straight back, throw it on the side, and it is caught right near the first down marker by Maxwell. There with great coverage was Cam Terry, but did not matter as James fitted in there nicely.
Yeah, we've seen him hit some tight windows in this game already. It's just about him having the time in the back to make the throws.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back here on SHN Sports for the remainder of the game. Southwestern University Pirates on top of the Austin College Kangaroos, score 38-13. We'll be right back.
At this time, I'd like to thank the following sponsors: Antioch Georgetown, Chick-fil-A, Georgetown Shirt Company, Georgetown Commercial Properties, and Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries, and Shakes.
Welcome back as we open the fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Kangaroos. Tyler James, 2 backs in the backfield, looking around. The defense takes the snap, drops back, flips it down the left sideline, has a receiver. That's Aaron Rideau. Too far on the throw and good coverage by Eli Norris, and he's letting Rideau hear about it.
And rightfully so. Rideau had the
good cornerbacks like to talk, don't they?
Yes, those are always the best ones.
Well, cornerbacks and receivers, they tend to to get a little conversation going between them throughout the game.
I know sometimes people don't like the confidence, but you need to have that type of confidence at those positions.
For sure. Oh, Tyler James fakes to Best, and there to meet him in the backfield is big number 33, and that, of course, is Edmundo Suarez with the tackle for a big loss.
Wow, just a massive hit in the backfield. Probably should have handed that off in retrospect, right?
He came through, as they say, unmolested. No one even touched him, it appeared, because he could have almost taken that handoff, and there'll be a timeout.
Nah, but he totally just blasted right through.
Yeah, it's because Tyler James is shaking off that hit.
And I'm surprised that, you know, he's walking off under his own power, and it's good to see, but it's just because he's taking so many hits in this game already. But that probably was the one that is just like his day might be done.
That was the straw, the proverbial straw that broke the Kangaroos' back.
Definitely banged him up enough to get him out of this game for a little while. We'll see if he returns, but give credit to the defense as they have just been knocking him down on almost every possible play, regardless if he gets that throwaway or not, within the whistle and within the rules, obviously.
Connor O'Hara will replace him at quarterback, and he's a freshman, but sometimes the backup is a spark for an offense. He'll drop back and throw down the left sideline, and Eli Norris almost had an opportunity with an interception there as he broke off the coverage of Rideau and tried to move towards the football. O'Hara out of Strake Jesuit High School in Houston, produces some quality football players. So, you know, just because he's backup, it's because he's a freshman and he's got a quality senior starter in front of him.
Oh, obviously, but I mean that spark was almost provided to the Pirates defense, and Norris had because that throw was so offline.
Well, that's where the backup needs to spend some of his time on the sideline keeping his arm warm. Oftentimes they don't think they're going to get in the game, and they come in cold and are unsuccessful. So they did bring Tyler James back in to punt. And fielded by Costier at the 48. He breaks a tackle, is going to get wrapped up around the 41. A flag comes flying in around the 36-yard line. We'll see if that's an illegal block or a hold. But as of now, the Pirates have the football in Kangaroo territory at the 41.
Good to see that James is back out there, but you can tell he's definitely –
yeah, that's not as good of a punt as he had been getting off, although still a decent punt because he punted it from his end zone to midfield, basically.
And you have to remember, this isn't the only game where he's taken a lot of hits. I mean, it's been like this all season for him, unfortunately.
Looks like they're going to pick up the flag, and it will be first down for the Pirates at the Kangaroo 41-yard line, 14:02 on the clock. Pirates will break the huddle from the sideline.
Hey, it's not moving backwards. I definitely will take that.
Definitely. Gianni Taisigwe, the running back, two receivers on both sides of the formation. Gilpin looking over the defense. We'll take the snap, roll to the wide side here on the right. We'll flip it to Taisigwe. He'll cut up at the 35, carry it over the 30 to the 29, where he's going to be wrapped up by number 19 of the Kangaroos, and that's Daniel Molina.
And that's the one thing I like about Gilpin, though, is that he can complete a whole magnitude of throws, and not necessarily in the traditional sense, but that sidearm throw that he just did, the little flick throws, he has all of that in his bag. So you always have to be on your toes.
I sometimes think he's almost more accurate with those passes than the deeper passes that he throws overarm, but
I can sense that too.
Taisigwe just to the left of Gilpin, two receivers either side of the formation. Gilpin drops straight back, steps up in the pocket. There's a flag in the backfield, likely going to be a hold as Gilpin tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and the Kangaroos wrangle him before he does so at 30.
You know, that's one of the big things. You talk about mistakes. We've seen a couple of fumbles, but recovery, and the football stayed with the Pirates, but this has been one of the things that hasn't affected them here today is self-detrimental errors by the offense and offensive line. They only had one false start, I think, in the first half of play or at the beginning of this half, and that's really been about it.
This is the first hold I remember as well. So if there was another one, I don't recall it, but it's going to be 1st and 20 now. Ball marked at the 39. Clock moving at 13:11. Tysigwe remains the running back to the left of Landry Gilpin. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap, drops straight back looking downfield, flips it over the middle, and it's going to be complete to Dugan Sexton, and he'll get wrapped up right around the 31-yard line. He's going to be about a yard shy of what would have been the original line of scrimmage after or before the hold penalty, so it'll be 2nd and 11.
There's Gilpin again, not using the traditional throwing motion. He almost shot put it there, but it was right where it had to be. I think he just has better rhythm when he's just
moving.
Yeah, when he's just making it up as he goes along.
Instead of standing upright in the pocket. 3 receivers top of the formation. Gilpin looking that way, flips it to Castilleja. He gets a block. He's going to be knocked out of bounds around the 25, maybe 26-yard line. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like they're going to give him the 25. It'll make it 3rd and about 5.5, maybe 6 yards. Make it 6 yards.
And that time he showed us a good 3-step drop with a quick release and completion. So you expect that the Pirates are going to take as much time as they need to snap this ball here in the 4th quarter, because they're in no rush.
Well, you don't want to get caught burning timeouts either to avoid a 5-yard penalty for the play clock. They'll break the huddle with about 8 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation. 3rd down. Gilpin takes a snap, thinks about going forward, and he's just dancing around. Not anything there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down now. Decision time for Coach Austin. It's 4th and about 6 yards, so it's a makeable 4th down. The field goal from here would be 17 plus. The quick math.
I got to do the quick math, too.
Yeah, it's like 42-yarder, so it's
not a gimme.
No, it's not. And so they'll come out with the offense here. Tysigwe remains the running back with Gilpin in the backfield. There's the snap. Gilpin rolls to the wide side here, flips it to Tysigwe, and he's wrapped up immediately by Nolan Firth. And the Kangaroos defense steps up and prevents points here from the Pirates on this possession.
Probably would have liked to have seen the Pirates take a deeper shot towards the end zone, but hey, they completed the pass, they didn't fumble it, they didn't give it away, and considering where we are at in this current ball game, you'll take that.
Well, and Tysigwe is one of the better receivers out of the backfield for the Pirates, and he's shown good vision in space, and so he gives you an opportunity to convert that 1st down, even though the pass was shy of it. Unfortunately, it does not, and the Kangaroos have the football now. Tyler James, 2 running backs in the backfield. He'll hand to Rideau, and Rideau will break a tackle at the 25 and lunge forward beyond the 30 to about the 32. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
How impressive has it been from the Pirates defense that we have not really mentioned Devin Rideau today? Other
than, he gets the football and picks up 4 or 5. I think his longest run has been about 7 yards. James takes the snap, and he'll flip it out into the flat, complete to number 84, who will pick up a 1st down. That's Traylon Marsh.
But Rideau is one of those guys that was player of the week multiple times last year or in the spring for the Roos. He was one of those key playmakers that they have been looking forward to utilizing this season, and the Pirates have just negated him throughout this entire game.
Schemed him out of the game. Tyler James will hand to Rideau, and he'll get wrapped up by Blaine Corkin after a gain of 1. Good tackle as Rideau had a little bit of space to the outside, but Blaine Corkin dove and wrapped his legs up and held that to a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, he kind of ended up suplexing him at the end there.
Yeah, you could put him in a figure 4.
He's been running around in knots, so yeah, that's how it's kind of been today.
Tyler James with 2 running backs. A little bit of a hard count. The Pirates almost jumped into the neutral zone, did not. James flips it down the sideline looking for number 84, Traylon Marsh, and it's too long. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Kangaroos.
I love seeing the whole display here from Norris with the with like
he's
after you,
very
sir. After you.
animated. He's very entertaining to watch, and a great player out there on the island for the Pirates.
Yeah, and that time he won the battle, so even more credit to him.
3rd and 9 for the Kangaroos. Pirates showing a little bit of pressure there. Bring it. Tyler James has time, throws it down the right sideline, and there will be a penalty flag thrown on Elijah Norris on that side. Coaching staff in the booth next to us are not pleased with that call. The throw was too long, intended for Mushinski.
Yeah, it did. And we saw a previous passing interference call back in the first half that I even mentioned. It looked a little soft. That one, it looked like both guys were trying to get separation, but Norris, wearing those bright yellow gloves, I guess it's very apparent
Yes.
that a hand was on his jersey at the last possible second.
It might be the time not to wear those gloves. But 1st and 10 now for the Kangaroos after the penalty.
I don't know. You would think it would blend in with the jersey.
Well, not their jersey.
I know, not theirs. That's for sure.
Tyler James drops straight back. Pass broken up by Cam Terry. The receiver made a pretty good break on the route, but Cam Terry was able to close the distance between Jackson Eaps.
Yeah, there was some big extracurricular activity near Norris, near the bench of the Roos, as about 5 or 6 players had to come and get the wide receiver off of Norris. And you can still see he's still hot over on the sideline.
Well, they're going to pull Norris out of the game and bring in number 13, the freshman Andre Gibson, who's been getting some playing time over the last several weeks. He'll be out on Mushinski on the narrow side, short side of the field. Tyler James, 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to hand to Rideau, and he'll get tripped up immediately there to get credit on the tackle. Looks like it's going to be Blaine. No, check that. That's big number 90, Noah Clarkson on the stop. No gain. 2nd down.
When
or 3rd down, rather.
We have a player like Norris jawing with the opposing team, and it riles up the opposing team. I know some fans might not like a player like that, but when he's on your team, you love a player like that.
That's awesome. If as long as he's not doing it to your team, then you like him.
Yeah, definitely. You have to play those mind games. It's all a part of the sport.
Tyler James takes the snap, drops straight back. There's some pressure. He's going to find an open receiver in Aaron Rideau, but he led him too much. Their nearest defender for the Pirates is Patrick Nicholas. He would have been able to make a tackle.
Maybe
it's 4th
after
down.
the fact.
Right.
But I mean, what happened there was the defense, and Jake Clemens, well, not Clemens, excuse me, but Gibson's out there one-on-one replacing Norris, and he tripped in coverage that allowed the receiver to get wide open. And this is something that the Pirates have benefacted off, is that the Roos haven't been able to take advantage of Pirate mistakes today.
Well, 4th and 10 for the Kangaroos here. Big play for the Pirate defense. James drops back. Pass is going to be complete to Maxwell, and he got tackled just shy of the line needed. It's going to depend on the spot.
Oh, they gave him the spot.
No, it's
short.
He's going to be short by about a half a yard, and the ball should go over to the Pirates. They may bring the chains out to be sure, but it looks like the Kangaroos are bringing their defense out, so ball going to go over on downs to the Pirates here with 8:32 remaining in the ball game.
I thought for sure they would give him the spot, and they didn't even need a full yard. The spot is maybe about 3/4 of the way there.
Well, and you do enough high school games, you realize that the ball's not always spotted where it was down. They usually move it to that next yard stripe, and they didn't do that here, which is the way that I always felt like it should be refereed, in my opinion. Jaquan Marion back in the game at running back next to Gilpin. There's 3 receivers top of the formation. Handoff goes to Marion. He's over the 45, spins his way to midfield. He's a whirling dervish with that football. He spins into Kangaroo territory at the 49 for a 1st down.
I mean, he's simply been fantastic today, catching it out of the backfield, making big runs. He had that large touchdown reception in the 1st quarter. I know for sure he's already over 125 yards total I'm pretty sure he's almost close to 100 yards just rushing in this game alone.
He remains the running back for the Pirates. Gilpin will hand to him. No, he'll pull it instead and run to the near side and pick up about 4 yards. Maybe they're going to give him beyond the 45 to the 44. Credit the tackle to number 14, Davo McDonald. It's going to be second and about 5.
But again, this is something that you'll take with the Pirates with the lead in the fourth
Clock's
quarter.
burning.
Just let it tick, 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 tick.
As long as you possess it, it should be moving with this lead. Brandon Jennings now the running back beside Gilpin, 2 receivers either side of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield. Pass is tipped, and it was in the air for a scary amount of time, but falls to the ground incomplete. 3rd down.
Yeah, I haven't seen that happen to him too often. And that's because the offensive line's been pretty stout this afternoon, but some good pressure there by the Roos defense here in the fourth quarter, forcing the pass tip. But given where the ball is situated, I can't imagine that the offense is coming off, even though that a 4th down could be apparent in their future.
Yeah, Max Wallstead, the defensive lineman, got a big paw on it as it was released by Gilpin. Brandon Jennings in at running back. Gilpin will take the snap, follow the block of Jennings, and cut up at the 40, 35. 1st down Pirates inside the 35 to the 34. Credit the tackle to number 41, Grady Harper. And another Landry Magic play as he just does this hesitation. His stop and start is so much faster than everyone else's. It just freezes people.
Yeah, his stop and start and his ability to wiggle. Like, he is just able to get through would-be tackles.
Oh, yes, he does a great job at that. Ty Sigway in at running back now. They'll hand to Gianni Ty Sigway, and he'll cut up behind left guard and get a gain down to the 31. It's about 3 yards. Credit the tackle to number 49, Rylan Rich.
Yeah, good job by the senior and Charles De La Rosa as he was able to get the pool and keep his guy occupied to let Tasigwe find that hole to pick up the extra yardage.
Charles De La Rosa, one of the older offensive linemen, mentoring those young fellas on the front. Into the game now for the Pirates. We got number 27, Colby Bartlett. That running back pass is complete to Bartlett over the middle, and he carries it inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 3. They release Bartlett out of the backfield, open center of the field, and Gilpin just tossed it to him for an easy pitch and catch.
Yeah, play action pass totally fooled the defense. Nobody thought that Bartlett was going to get the ball coming into the game for the first time. And you saw he had that boost. He was like, oh, I got the ball. Totally going to try to get that touchdown. He was so close.
Bartlett got some nice carries in the game last week against Hardin Simmons. It's really the first time that I've seen Bartlett on the field. He's a freshman, and definitely some talent coming in for the Pirates, and he showed it there on that play.
Yeah, you did say that backfield is stacked.
Gilpin following Jennings, trying to get the edge. He'll have to cut up at the 3. He lunges forward. He's going to be stopped shy of the goal line by about a yard.
And I'm with Brandon Jennings right there. You saw him clap his hands at the very end because he destroyed his defender. He pushed him all the way past the goal line, but those other 2 defenders nobody could account for, and Gilpin getting stopped before scoring.
He was almost, like you said, with that wiggle, almost able to wiggle through those 2 defenders, but they were able to prevent him and his reach from getting beyond the goal line.
Yeah, you think you have him tied up. He's able to generate enough power to get at least an extra yard, yard and a half.
Travis Moore, the quarterback, Bartlett behind him now. They're going to run an option look. Moore keeps it, tries to cut up, but he's going to get stopped and maybe even lose a yard. Number 41, Grady Harper, with a good play for the Kangaroos there. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
I know he didn't score, but I like what Moore brought to the table there. A little pitch fake, kind of gave a little shimmy, almost got in.
He's had a few carries from the wide receiver position, and we've seen him play quarterback in goal line situations at times this year, and he'll remain the quarterback in this formation here on 3rd and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. Clock at 4:08 and counting. Colby Bartlett, the running back, more under center. He'll take the snap and hand to Bartlett straight ahead. Big number 33 from the edge coming in to make the stop. That's Richard Johnson. Shy of the goal line. Bartlett will get it down to the 1, and it'll be 4th down, and there's time stopped on the field.
They're going to need another offensive lineman for the Pirates as Bedgood has to come out.
And they're bringing in a whole new set of skill guys here on 4th and short. Clock moving at 3:40 here in the game. Jaquan Marion, the running back. Landry Gilpin, the quarterback. 2 receivers on the near side of the formation. A single receiver on the far side. Gilpin hands to Marion, and he'll bull his way in for the score. The Pirates again add another touchdown.
Man, that counter trap play has been phenomenal for the Pirates here today.
Well, Gilpin is such a danger. You have to be paying attention to the direction he's going, and you mentioned it. You know, it's a counter play. You've got Jaquan Marion stepping the direction that Gilpin's going, and the whole defense is leaning that way at the very least. And when he comes back the other way, it's tough to recover.
Yeah, that's where all the holes are. Good credit to the offensive line for keeping them open.
Charlie Fournier in to attempt the point after, and it's good. That'll extend the Pirate lead to 45-13 with 3:24 remaining in today's ball game.
Well, in case you tuned in with us late, you probably didn't hear this, but back in before this game even kicked off, I even mentioned to you, Chuck, today's game was going to be dependent on how the offense performed, because we've already seen how good the defense has been and how the special teams have come up big for the Pirates, but I think without a shadow of a doubt that the offense definitely showed up here today.
Well, and we thought maybe there might be a shootout here today, and
but you can have one-sided shootouts.
Right. Well, the defense has definitely made sure that it's going to be one-sided, and really the Pirates have shown up in all 3 phases of the game. There's no big plays from special teams, but they have field goals. They make all the point after attempts. They've done well on kick coverage and
on punt
punting.
Coverage. Yeah.
Yes. So coming to kickoff will be Fournier, and back deep to receive this kick will be Bess, and that looks like it's going to be number 83, Colin Mushinski.
But you also understand that I'm a realistic guy, and you go back and dissect the context of this game. If some of those, free footballs go the opposite direction, we're talking about a much different football game.
Fournier with a high kick. It's going to hit the ground and be fielded by Bess around the 20, and then just a whole crew of Pirates there to make sure that he gets nothing on that. Credit the stop to number 9, Patrick Nicholas.
And see, you just talked about the coverage right now, and that's the type of coverage we've been talking about. Yeah, there might be pooch kicks, but the Pirates are flying down there and making a stop very quickly. But, man, this defense has looked great this year. I know the score lines and the record doesn't necessarily reflect that, but if you watch each and every play, they're usually causing havoc for the offenses. But the defense having to be out there for so many plays this year, you imagine that their stamina this late in the season, they still must have a lot left in the gas tank.
They're probably in pretty good shape by this point. James drops back, and he hits Aaron Rideau on the right sideline near midfield, and he just dropped it into his hands. That you can't get a more accurate pass than that. And that's what happens when you don't get the pressure to him.
Yeah, and also when you're the Pirates and you don't get that pressure, you are living and dying with putting your cornerbacks on islands.
Well, and you have a passer that can drop it in a bucket like that. It's very difficult as a defender. Tyler James takes the snap, drops straight back, looking downfield, and he fires it down the center of the field, and Patrick Nicholas had a better opportunity at that football than the intended receiver, number 84, Traylon Marsh, and just a little bit taller. There's a penalty flag down over here on the near side.
And the Pirates jumped on the near side. It was number 94.
That's Clark or Lund, Jason Lund.
He was in that that neutral zone, if you will. But that is the second time in this game that we've seen from Nicholas where he almost had an INT. The last time was when he had that deflection in the end zone.
When you jump into the neutral zone and have to jump back, it affects your blitz on that play or your rush ability on that play. 1st and 5 for the Kangaroos, ball at the 41. Tyler James takes the snap, carries it forward on a design run, picks up the first down and slides around the 33. So the Kangaroos will have another first down. Clock stops at 2:44 to set the chains. It's now moving again.
Smart play by James, not wanting to take any extra contact, just slid and maintained possession.
Mushinski and Rideau, the running backs beside Tyler James in the backfield, 2 receivers near side of the formation. James takes the snap, rolls back, hits the single receiver on the right side for a completion. That's number 11, Bo Garner, and he'll pick up about 8 yards to the 25, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, but James was knocked down again.
He's limping too, so you know that cumulative effect of those hits has got to be significant. Mushinski, Rideau in the backfield with James. He drops back, flips it down the left sideline for Maxwell. He almost had it, and he just could not come down with it. He had a foot in bounds. Good coverage there by number 13 for the Pirates, and that's Andre Gibson, the freshman.
Yeah, he had it all the way down until he hit the ground, and then it popped loose. So
and he's having a slow time getting up there as he's shaking off a tough fall.
Yeah,
because he went up high to get that football.
It's good to see he's up and walking under his own power as he's now jogging lightly. But I'm honestly surprised. I thought the way that the Roos offense is hitting right now, especially the way that they were able to drive down the field and get the first score of this game, I was expecting this offense to be in a similar form throughout the entire game, not just at the beginning and here towards the end.
Well, and that's what we expected when we said there might be a shootout here today. Fortunately, as we've stated a couple of times, the Pirate defense shown up big today. 3rd and 2 for the Kangaroos. Tyler James takes the snap. He's going to hand to Rideau going to the far side, and he'll have the first down as he's cut down near the 18. And that's number 21 for the Pirates on the stop, Quan Jones, who made probably the hardest hit on a kick coverage earlier in this half.
You know, that was probably the longest run of the day for Devin Rideau.
Pretty close. 1st and 10 for the Kangaroos. Clock at 1:41. James drops back, throws to the corner of the end zone, intended for Aaron Rideau, and just a little bit behind him. Coverage again there by 21, Quan Jones.
Man, it almost looks like mirror offenses. I would imagine the Pirates must be feeling like they're running scout team against their first team offense right now, because it's the same philosophy. You got guys on an island one-on-one, and you can see that they are trying to deliver the ball to those wide receivers with the one-on-one coverage.
2nd down and 10 for the Kangaroos. Tyler James drops back again, finds Aaron Rideau, and Quan Jones had fallen down. Rideau would have had a touchdown, except Quan Jones got up off the ground and made a touchdown-saving tackle with 90 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, good way to recover, but you know how the coaches are. They're going to go back and dissect every single piece of film, even here towards the end. So that's what they're looking for. They want to make sure that you're still making plays during the game.
That the effort's there. 1st and goal, Tyler.
You got to have the full 60 minutes, like you said.
And there's going to be a timeout called by the Kangaroos, as there was a little bit of confusion about who was supposed to be on the field. It is 1st and goal, ball on the 2 with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in today's ball game. The Pirates ready to burn off the last 68 seconds here and leave with their 2nd conference victory of the season. We expect Coach Austin and a couple of the players that he's deemed as outstanding players to come up and talk to us post game. So
we'll find out who that is, but
it's always a surprise.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not a surprise in that, like, oftentimes you can guess who it is based on how well they played, but sometimes, you know, coach will surprise you and they'll bring a guy out like an offensive lineman, but you've spent a little bit of time watching those, as you call them, the hog mollies on the front.
Yeah, man, the big hog mollies up front. The big uglies, whatever you want to call them, they get the job done. You can't have your offense tick without them, and they have
That's
been
one of the things I loved about Keith Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Love Keith Jackson growing up myself, too.
I formation, they'll hand to Rideau, and he'll have his only touchdown of the day off of left guard. And so that'll push the Kangaroo total to 19. The score now 45-19. And it looks like they may leave the offense out there and try to convert 2 here to push it to 21.
And that's understandable. But this is basically a practice portion for the Roos here.
Well, they have 2 more games. The Pirates have 2 more games. You want to finish the season strong. There's only one automatic bid out of ASC into the postseason, and this conference has probably the second-place team, Hardin-Simmons, will likely get an at-large bid for the postseason. Beyond that, you're just working on your offense and defense for next year. And they'll hand to Rideau on the point-after attempt. He's going to be stopped shy of the goal line. There on the bottom of the pile is going to be big 94, Jason Lund.
I assume they're going to say his knees touched down beforehand, because all you have to do is get the nose of the football on that white line, and that's a touchdown, or in this case, a conversion.
Yeah, check it. It was Noah Clarkson there getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Pirates, preventing that point after, or I should say points after touchdown.
Oh, man, but Chuck, 1:04 left here in the 4th, and then it's party time
That's
in Georgetown tonight.
Well, and it looks like plenty of people came to the festivities today. You know, we haven't really spent much time talking about it. We talked about it at the coaches show, but the Antioch Georgetown was out here sponsoring a trunk or treat for all the kids, and there are a lot of students out here in their Halloween garb.
I saw a lot of pirates running around.
I saw a couple of witches and some pirates, yeah. So kicking off will be number 7, Aldridge, for the Kangaroos, and back deep to receive is going to be Eli Norris, and looks like he's the only one, as all of the remainder of the Pirates are setting up to try to prevent the onside that is inevitable from John Aldridge. Pretty good kick. It's going to bounce. Castilleja, the ball's still on the ground. We'll see who has it. There's just a big pile of people near the Pirate bench. Seen no signal yet. And yes, there's a signal. It looks like it is Pirate football at the 48-yard line with 1 minute remaining on the clock.
Man, I'm glad to see that Castilleja is okay. He kind of put his arm in an odd position to try to recover the football, and I was afraid that somebody had fallen on it when that happened, but I didn't want to see anybody go down on a skirmish like that after what has been a great day for the Pirates.
Not at the end of the ball game like that. So Bartlett, the running back, next to the quarterback, number 8 for the Pirates, Damian Gomez, and Bartlett will carry it for a gain of about 6. Nice positive gain. The clock moving at 48 seconds.
We'll probably get one more play here, and that's about it.
So Damian Gomez walks to the sideline to get the call. Play clock at 25 seconds and counting. Game clock at 33 seconds.
And you just figured that the Pirates were due for a performance like this, especially how well they played against Howard Payne last time out here at home.
Gomez takes the snap, drops back, looking downfield. Well, intended for Huerta, but just way too far. Or check that was Travis Moore the pass was intended for, but way too far out in front of him. The unfortunate thing is that stops the clock with 16 seconds. It's 3rd and 5. But, you know, you talk about it, they're working on stuff. You might as well use all of the amount of game time that you can, especially since you have such a big lead.
That and going against a completely different look, not the same guys that you go against practice. Good opportunity here.
Gomez takes the snap, and he'll follow Colby Bartlett, and he'll be wrapped up after a gain of maybe 1 by number 33, Richard Johnson, and that should be the ball game as the time ticks off. 3, 2, 1, 0. Pirates win 45-19. Stick around. We're going to take a break here on SHN Sports, and we'll wait for Coach Austin and whomever he decides deserves a post-game interview, and we'll talk to them about today's game shortly. So stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back to Georgetown, Texas, where the Southwestern University Pirates victorious today over the Austin College Kangaroos. Coach, give us your thoughts here early after the victory against the Kangaroos.
We didn't end the second quarter like we wanted to. We scored our first 4 offensive drives, and then we stalled ourselves out, and we gave up a late second quarter touchdown. So the challenge at halftime was to win the second half, go out and do it one play at a time. And we did. You know, they scored on a lot of our 2 defense at the end there, which, you know, you're not happy about. But when the game was still in doubt, we really ate up the clock in the third quarter. We could have scored a little bit more, but the players did what we asked them to do. They came out and they won the second half, and they did it play after play. So that was good.
Well, and from our perspective, Coach, this was probably the most complete game for the Pirates thus far this season in each aspect of the game. The offense played well, the defense played well, and the special teams showed up well as in addition to that. So give us your thoughts on those aspects of the ball game.
Yeah, there was a period there at the beginning of the game where our offense played the best it's played all season, scoring 4 in a row. Other than, you know, those 3 situations, first drive into the second quarter and the last drive with our 2s, our defense played really well also. So, you know, as a coach, you always, you know, you stay up late thinking about the things you didn't do, which is like, why didn't we score on our last 2 offensive drives, and why do we have to give up a score on the first drive? But you're right, you know, I can worry about all that later, right? I needed to really enjoy the fact that our team did play pretty well, and it was a pretty good team game. Yeah, our special teams did awesome. We asked Charlie to place the ball. He kicked some amazing sky kicks. He hung it and placed it really, really well. So I think our special teams did do a pretty good job today.
He did one kick that was really awesome down here near
where he hit like the pitching wedge.
Yeah, and it bounced back and stayed in play, and then Quan Jones just punished the returner.
He sure did.
So, you know, we enjoyed doing today's ball game. There was a lot of excitement. You know, we also noticed a couple of Coach Austin impersonators in the crowd. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Bob Wilson, I forget Bob's friend, who wanted to be – we actually saw him walking up. He had taken off his headset and some of his gear.
It's Tony Polo. I can't.
It's Tony. Bob and Tony. Bob Wilson and Tony. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't get to. I saw Bob. I didn't get to see Tony, but yeah, I guess that's an honor that somebody wants to dress up. You become a Halloween costume, you know.
Well, hey, you know, there's certain things in life that you can mark off as a bucket list item.
Yeah, somebody told me one time I'm on Wikipedia, and that's a big deal. And I guess when somebody makes your Halloween costume, maybe that's a big deal too.
Well, Bob came up and he mentioned that he just wants everyone to know that he's 1-0 as Coach Joe.
He did
Austin.
Mention that to us as we were walking up. Yeah.
Well, Coach, do you have any final thoughts on today's ball game?
No, let's hear from these guys. We'll talk more on Monday night. So, yeah, good team win, as you said. Yeah.
Who are we going to talk to first?
We're going to talk to Quan Marion, freshman running back, and then we'll talk to Bernard Sentry, senior linebacker.
Awesome.
First-year senior. He's going to be a second-year senior next year.
So
keep reminding them that. Come on, Quan. We're not going to go to commercial or nothing. We're just going to hand this off.
That's right. Now, I always, you know, complete your first name. I always call you Jaquan Marion. Do you prefer Quan?
I do prefer Quan. Quan is fine.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind going forward as a preference for calling your name. Now, you've been a real weapon for the offense this season, and Justin and I talked about it during the broadcast, the color commentator that is on the broadcast, and we talked about how you bring a positive aspect to every aspect of being a running back. You block well, you run well, you've got good vision, you've got deceptive speed. Talk about being that weapon for the offense here for the Pirates.
Well, it all starts off with my team. You know, my team uplift me and they motivate me really well, you know, throughout practice, through week, through film, and just through everything we do together as a team. So I would 100% give that to my team. You know, I feel like I can't disappoint them at the end of the day and disappoint our fans that come and watch. You know, I know Southwestern doesn't have the best history, and I just felt like it was time for a change, you know, and the best thing I tell myself is I could be the change. And with the team that I have, the great team, the great coaches, and the great, you know, faculty and staff, I feel like it's something that I needed to do in order to get the team right.
Well, and you're young. This is, you know, early part of being a part of this team. And one of the things that you have in front of you are some young offensive linemen as well, and those guys are going to be around for a lot of your career here. So what kind of relationship do you have with those guys, and give us your thoughts on how they played today?
those guys are some dogs. They are pure breed dogs. You know, those guys are my brothers. You know, I got a really strong relationship with them. We text throughout the day. I make sure they're good. We live together. We sometimes try to eat together, play the game together. You know, those are really brothers to me, and I really thank them for allowing me to become a brother to them. You know, those guys are some young dogs, and with time and, you know, development, we're going to be like that at the end of the season, or you know, as the years goes on.
Well, and as just fans in general like to see the football thrown around a lot, but people who've played football and know a little bit about it, especially O-linemen, they love to see the ball on the ground and the ball being rushed. Give us your thoughts when you know that it's going to be a run play and you're getting ready to get the ball, more than likely. I know a lot of those are read calls, but give us your thoughts on that.
First, I try not to worry if it's a run play, because at the end of the day, you know, my job is to execute for my team as well. So whatever play is being called, I just try to execute it no matter what my job is. You know, a run play, I'm going to go get, you know, we have a running back thing where we try to get 5 yards per carry. You know, that's something me and the group decides to do. And, you know, just when it's a pass play, I need to get my block, my assignment. That's what we focus on, is our one assignment. We have to do our job, our single job, in order to make the bigger picture grow together.
Well, we don't have the final stats here, but I think that you're pretty close to accomplishing that 5 yards a carry today, despite even some negative plays. As an offense as a whole, you know, you count in the sacks against the rushing totals and any, you know, tackles for loss, but weren't a whole lot of those today as the offense looked really good out there. So give us your thoughts on the offense coming together at this point in the season and the future. You know, not just I know you want to focus on the next couple of games, but you're going to be here for a little while. So what can we expect from the Pirates going forward?
Right now is awesome. You know, today's game was great for the offense. We really played, and we've been big on the consistency and urgency.
Mm-hmm.
We've been big on them too. Today's game proved that we can accomplish that if we would just work together as a team. We had a few negative plays, as you said, but, you know, when we come together and we just throw the next play behind us and worry about the next play, the previous play behind us,
Mm-hmm.
worry about the next play, we can actually accomplish some stuff. You know, this offense, we have really, really talented players outside of myself. You know, these guys are great. These guys are great to play with. These guys are great to just be around. And I think over the next couple of years, we're going to be who everyone wants us to be.
Well, and I think you're right. And today, the performance today really is a reflection of what I think this football team can be on all aspects of the game. And I congratulate you for a good outing. And, you know, you got a good competitive running back room there. You've got Gianni Tasigui. You now got Colby Bartlett coming in. And, of course, you know, as they call him, the old man, Brandon Jennings. You know, that's a lot of production coming out of that. And you have to spread the wealth a little bit. And you probably appreciate a rest every once in a while.
I genuinely do, but those guys are some dogs. You know, the running back group, it's times where I'm not in the game or in practice, I'm not repping. It's just amazing to watch them. You know, G is quick and fast.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe is just a dog who's going to get his yards. You know, the old man, BJ, he
played great today.
I think of him as a train, just choo-choo, anything in his way as far as running and blocking. He's going to get it out the way. We have didn't play today, unfortunately, but, like, his patience is amazing.
He's been
Our
good
running back
too.
group is absolutely amazing. We are all grateful to be led by Coach Hallett. You know, I think he plays a big part of that as well. He helps us in the areas that we feel like we lack, in the areas that the team feel like we lack. So through, you know, Coach Hallett, he makes us more great.
Well, you know, this weekend is obviously Halloween. So in a non-football question, do you have plans for Halloween? Are you going to do something tonight in celebration of the game? Or are you going to dress up in a costume and go to a party, anything like that?
No, I got to watch film.
We
got to end the season right.
That's
we got to end
right.
the season, you know, these next 2 games. So I got to honestly focus on that. We got to move on to the next game. We got practice tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and that next game's not an easy one. We've got TLU right up the road, and the last time we played them, we lost to them. So, you know, I'm looking forward to avenging that as a broadcaster. Of course, I don't have much to do with it. I just get to describe what's going on, but I really enjoy it, and I appreciate your game.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
And I wish you luck going forward. It's nice
Yes,
to
sir.
talk
Appreciate
to you.
it.
And so we'll talk to Bernard Century next. It seems like I just talked to you. Yeah, that was on Monday night. We talked, and at that time I talked about how you were tied with Peyton Ludeman for total tackles on the team. I'm not sure, but I think you might have passed him after today's game. I guess we'll have to wait for the statisticians' official notes. But talk about the defensive performance today.
Well, the defensive performance today was as it was because the offense was able to give us the opportunities we needed to do to execute every single play. They were able to give us enough rest. That way we can get coached up by Coach Creasel, Coach Kelly, Coach Carr, just all around. We were able to focus up and be able to lock in and come back on the field and make plays left and right. I feel like everyone made plays today. I can't think of a single person who didn't on the defensive side of the ball. Offense as well. Everyone was just making plays, and I love to see all our team come together like that, because that's just amazing just to see all the young guys, especially coming here and making progress each and every day, and getting 1% better every day. That way we can be twice as good next year.
Well, we had talked to Coach about the 3 phases of the game, and your response is right in line with that, because the defense is reliant on the offense for a couple of things, to not put you in a position where you have a short field to defend, and additionally to eat up some clock so you have some rest between series. I think that all 3 phases were very effective today. So you were looking at an offense with the Rideau brothers, a pretty good quarterback in Kyle James, and some other guys that contributed well for their team. But one of the things I noticed that really put their offense off of what they want to do was the pressure that was applied. Talk about that a little bit, because it wasn't just, the guys on the front putting some pressure. I mean, there were different blitzes and things that were called in as well. Give us your thoughts on the kind of pressure y'all put on that offense.
Most definitely. Coach Creasel was able to put us in positions to make plays every single down. I'm so grateful for the way he allows us to be free and run blitzes whenever, really, at any down. It really doesn't matter. But especially in this game with the talent they had, we were definitely how should I say this? We definitely weren't really focused on their athleticism, whatnot, but we were just do our thing, just over and over again. Keep it going. Like there's no reason for us to play down to the level, obviously. But as a defense, we definitely came out with energy, aggressiveness, every single blitz, and by applying that pressure, it was able to give the DB some rest and for them to know that the ball's coming out quick and they can collapse on the ball when they needed to and get off the field on 3rd down. I think we did a lot better on that second half for sure, and so we definitely got our stuff together, and we were able to execute the plays that were called.
Well, that pressure prevents an offense that likes to air the ball out downfield from really getting a deep pass completed or even thrown many times. And, in fact, a lot of those passes were broken up or caused to be off trajectory because of a hit that was applied to the quarterback, James, while he was releasing the football. Give us your thoughts in general about the aggressiveness that the defense played with today.
Man, I really think Austin College didn't know what was coming today by seeing our line, man. Our line, we have John Guerrero, Jason Lund, Nick Hackett, Edmundo Suarez, all these dudes just going ham. Noah Clark, just so many to name. Off the top of my head, just so many to name. So many dogs out there who just are relentless, and they're hungry. They're so hungry. We've been hungry for so long. We've been talking about this week in, week out, just getting to the ball, getting there, having our fun. And it's funny you mention it because early on in the game, 33 Munoz Suarez was talking to me. He's like, man, I need to get there. I don't know what it's going to take, but I was like, bro, it's going to come. Just make the play when you get there. And he did. And
he had a big play.
He did. And I was just so hyped for him, so hyped for the whole team at that point. Everyone was just hyped. And I love seeing that within our team. It's something that definitely puts a smile on my face. And I just love seeing it.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun when you come out with a win. You battle with these guys. Quan said it a couple of times. He referred to them as his brothers, and was thankful to be allowed to be a part of this. Give us your thoughts on how sweet it is to come out with a win, considering all the work that you put in this season, and some disappointment and things beyond our control at times that resulted in us losing games.
This year I've definitely taken the time to embrace every single aspect of the game, including the bus ride over here, seeing our fans and community out there cheering us on, showing us the love that we need, and we just and I don't know, man. The community is just so great for us. I love the fan base that we have. I love how they're relentless, just like we are.
They're out there waiting on you.
Oh,
You
most
see them?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, they're between that and then just warming up, like even that, like I just think about it, like this could be our last chance to play, anybody's last chance to play. And I was saying that before the game, like, guys, play like it's your last, because you never know. You really never know.
Well, and in a sport like football, an injury can be the ending of your career. You were right. You just don't know. You've got a couple of games left in your senior season, and we talked to you on Monday about potential return if possible, if you can find the classes. And of course, as a fan and a broadcaster, I'm all for that. But I'm not going to keep going down that road with you here. I just want to continue to plant that seed. But as I asked Quan, obviously it's Halloween weekend. There was trunk or treat out in the parking lot pregame, and so do you have plans for Halloween, or are you going to be like Quan and you focus on TLU?
We got to focus on TLU. We got to take care of business. It's early on in the season, we weren't really playing as a collective, I feel like, and we definitely had many opportunities to beat teams that are not better than us, that we can definitely make happen next year through the performance we have next 3 games. Next 2 games.
Well, you count today because you're still celebrating the win.
Most definitely.
Well, and obviously you want to build momentum going into that next season, and that's what you're referring to. I want to congratulate you on a great ball game, and I think that you guys are really starting to put it together in all facets of the game. So we'll see you on Saturday in Seguin for the Texas Lutheran game. Go get them, all right?
Sir, we'll do.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you.
This thing keeps coming down at me. Thank you for tuning in to SHN Sports. Southwestern University Pirate football the next broadcast will be on Monday, SU Football Weekly, presented by the Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center. Make sure you tune in for that. Otherwise, we'll see you on Saturday as the Pirates take on Texas Lutheran. For Justin Simmons, Rich Hensley, and Mickey Holden, I'm Chuck Cracy. Thank you for listening.